Oh, shit. It's a good sound clip for the season.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for? Nelly.
Look at that kicker. That's a big, thick boy kicker. I think it's 61 yards. Let's see if you get it, boy. Yep, 61. Going for you. SEC. Let's go. Make it good. It's good. The kick is good. Are you kidding me? Holy cow. Oh, go wild in that place. Go wild. Oh my gosh. That is wow. Man, I like that thick boy kicker. I want him.
I know you saw that game earlier with the Cowboys, so I just wanted to stop by on my way home. Complete blowout. Yeah, you're in Cowboys Nation. I don't think you know where you're at. America's team, baby. You're in Cowboys country now. All right? I don't know where you came from. It's Cowboys country over here. So you saw that? You saw that today. Man, woo! What can I say? Hey, we did that in our home. It's our home game. Now I'm in front of your home. Check this out. Yeah, go Cowboys, baby.
My little snow bunny be getting active too, man. So, you know what I mean? I know he be doing this thing. Oh, that's your nickname? That's your nickname? You don't call him C-Mac? Look at your face was like, what the?
Who's Snow Bunny?
You don't call him C-Mac. You call him
C-Mac?
Nah. The little snow bunny. I call that's my little snow bunny cuz, man. He be doing this thing and
Okay. Robin B. Yeah.
5 yards.
Go ahead. Bro, y'all need help, bro. Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Tebow, that's your fault.
Who is it? Daddy? That's Daddy?
And it's goddamn bingo over there. Bring the goddamn ball.
You gonna make it sore with that gun. You gonna make it, yeah, because that's a bruise. It ain't just no soreness, it's a bruise. You gonna aggravate it with the gun. Yeah, just moving, just stretching it. I graduated exercise science. I'm gonna list something, damn it.
What keep you motivated though? Because like people like you don't ever get tired.
Tired of what? Winning?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
They don't give a piss about nothing but the time. Roll! Time! Roll!
The MVP front runner. If anybody else got to say something different about that, then come see me. I'm right here in Beemore outside the bank. If you got an issue with that, come see me. I'm about that. Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson in the flesh.
All right, so why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to. So quit asking.
You all right? Why? Nick Saban retiring? Huh? Nick Saban retiring. What? It's all ESPN. Oh, no.
Hey, Connor, Nate, it's Shane Wells with CNBC. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm going to talk about money because we are the business network and the business of the UFC and all that
I'll take over from here, Nate. You can bounce. Take a coffee break, Nate. And by coffee break, I mean bring me my coffee.
No. They want you to give us a quick count to 10, both of you gentlemen, if you don't mind, just if you wouldn't mind counting to 10.
Nate can only count to 5. 10. Count to 5, Nate, will you, if you can?
You can't.
You with that coffee.
Counting. How about
and hurry up with that coffee.
Intentional grounding, offense number 7. 10-yard penalty. I'm talking to America here. 10-yard penalty and a loss of boundary. Second down. That is the best line I've ever heard out of official.
Go Bulldogs.
Yale Bulldogs.
Oh, wow. Not so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Midget?
Yeah, little guy. Hey, not so fast. I go with Harvard. What's the matter?
What's the most fun thing you did this summer? Play Call of Duty.
Keep your eye on Auburn's Haley Fagan in the handshake line. Puts her hand down while walking by the Florida coaches, and the head coach, Tim Walton, pushes Fagan in the shoulder right there, and she pushes back. Watch it again. Now you leave somebody hanging a little bit there. So that's not going to happen, and he misses and pushes on the shoulder, and she shoves right back. Player gets the coach.
I don't know. I just throw the ball on the ground. Coach say, hit ball, see ball. I'll throw the ball on the ground. I get it up. And we win the game, baby. And we win the game. Thanks to the team, though. Thanks for the team. Thanks for the team. Remember that. Thanks for the team. It's not about me. It's about us. It's about us. It's about our country.
Are you allowed to date other members of the team, or do you have to wait till the season is over?
What? No, there's nobody on the team like that. No.
So you must realize that you have many fans out in Austria. They see you and they just would do anything to kind of spend a night with you. What do you say to those guys?
I'm not gay, so I'm not going to spend any night with any guy. So
do you have a message to Austria's gay community?
Yeah, I'm not gay, so don't come looking for me.
If you head to the Ravens YouTube channel, you can get a really good look at what that...
I'm fucking tired of this shit. I'm tired of this. It's been 7 years of the same shit. Tired of this shit.
Are you in this game? Let him handle it. Let him handle it, damn it. Well, let him handle it. Let him handle it. Oh, you shut the fuck up and let him handle it. Don't tell me nothing. You understand? Get off the fucking sideline. Pushing on my... You don't push on my damn...
Guys, and press it out. Reach the arms up. Puff your chest. Arch the upper back. Look back. Good. And bring it up. Oh. You guys.
Take a few more here for Lamar. Mike Jones? Lamar, there was that point in the season where you guys lost 3 straight, 4 or 5.
Mike Jones, that's lit. Mike Jones, that's lit right now. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right.
I don't even know what to do. Wrestling?
No.
How much was it?
I don't know. 721. That's strong. I know you did.
$721.
Just told us.
Oh my. Oh.
What the?
Are you a cat or a dog guy?
Neither.
Really? Do you have any pets?
I have a dog, but I don't.
But you're just not a cat.
It's technically not my dog, but it's my dog.
Yeah. All right. So you're more of a dog guy than a cat guy.
No.
Are you just not a pet guy?
I don't like pets.
I'm with you. What the heck? He doesn't like pets either.
We're on the same page.
Why? Why don't you like pets?
They're a nuisance.
Yeah, I just don't. They're just sloppy.
They're sloppy. Yeah. Some dogs are sloppy. Some dogs don't slobber, and they're not sloppy at all.
No, all dogs are
You just need to meet the right dog, Devontae.
Yep. Hey man, how's it going? Are you Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so someone called in reference to your Facebook post.
The Eagles lost, man.
I know. So
I'm fine. The Eagles lost and the dogs are barking.
I got you. You don't plan on hurting yourself?
No, the fucking Jalen Hurts threw 3 goddamn. Turned the ball over 6 times, man.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. Take it easy.
Are you going to school tomorrow?
I don't know.
Is he going to school tomorrow?
No, he ain't making it.
What do you get out of competition with the defense?
Can I say something about your outfit, though? You got a lot of bananas on. I would not put on that many bananas on you. You must be a banana guy, I'm assuming, right?
Ask him where you bought it from.
You really want to know?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Did you know that people shot there?
I didn't actually. Hey, man, if you like it, I love it, brother.
I'm like, bro, Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on? I got my hat on, I got my jersey on, I got my forces on, I got my swag on, I done prayed to my Jesus, everything.
Damn, I gotta go out here for hands. Now I gotta go out here for hands. Damn! Hey, good? Alright, catch your breath, get that back out there now. Ain't nothing but a little snot coming up out of them. I need to put this on my head. I ain't trying to get sick now. Damn wind. Out the route. No. Damn, why my hands so loose? I'm cold as hell. My hands froze. Take my ass inside and hold it. That's a bruise. It ain't just no soreness, it's a bruise. We're gonna aggravate it with the gun.
I'm gonna talk to that.
I graduated exercise science. I'm gonna listen something. Damn. You getting your ass out here, you finna block.
I ain't blocking.
No, you getting your ass out here, we finna block.
I ain't blocking.
Blocking the date.
I'm not blocking.
They're both seeing the same thing in the courtroom.
What's these guys?
Robinson
No, Your Honor.
and
Your
Littleton.
Honor.
Yeah. Look at Littleton.
Just egging them on.
He's mocking his argument.
I've been to Charlotte twice. I've been to Raleigh. I've been to Raleigh twice. Raleigh.
Oh, okay. Close enough.
That's how you say it? How you say it again? You for real? But it's spelled R-A-L-E-I-G-H.
Raleigh.
That's Raleigh.
Close enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she was nice too, huh?
He's just looking at the Kansas sideline. Right there. Now that's inappropriate. That's inappropriate. Now the slant to Williams, and he spins his way into the end zone.
I'm going to go to Cancun like everybody told me to do. And I'm going to enjoy myself because I don't have nothing else to do. So take myself there.
Here we go. Daddy, what is hot? Hey, turbo, hey, kid. Daddy, what is hot?
I knew how important this was for our team. Our team champ.
know. I knew I.
Run, man. Run the ball.
We promise we won't let you get sacked no more. So sorry that we got you hurt.
Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner. Does this look like a Heisman Trophy winner?
Right, it does. Show it to him.
Show everybody. What would you tell this kid right now?
Looks like a national champion. Get.
That's a dog mentality.
This is high rate fucking robbery. Man, I'm trying to get some of this gas back. Hey, you think if I go in there and tell them that I put the wrong gas in here, they give me a refund?
Where we at? Back at the crib, yeah.
I am from Florida, bro. I am not supposed to be in this right here. Man, the gas station trying to get gas. Well, where in the world? Take me back home, man. Detroit, I love y'all. I love playing for the Lions. But, bro, I need to go with the house.
You're late, baby, late.
Put on the Alabama shirt. You just won the SEC championship.
You almost said. You know what you almost said.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever let that scarf sit down anywhere. You might not ever see it again. It won't even be a question about who took it. I'm gonna send you ransom photos with my face and with the scarf wrapped around my head like the Taliban. You just ridiculous.
No, you are a spoiled brat. You're over here pouting.
You were just ridiculous.
You're pouting.
You know what the word ridiculous means?
Can you spell ridiculous?
Yes, K-A-Y-L-A.
No, ridiculous spells Annette.
No. You acting this way this close to Christmas.
Oh no! Don't you turn into this grandma thing that you got going on over here.
If you had won, you just wouldn't.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. Oh. Well, that was the Miller. Watch this, dude.
Damn.
What the? Duh, he bumped that like. I've never seen
quick.
Oh no! Oh, shit! I see Reggie Bush.
And I had to go back and replay this because what the fuck is she crying for, boy? That bitch must have bet her soul on this game. Then watch this next white lady come up. Boy, she act like somebody killed a pet.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, we're so far past that, to be honest with you, but that's obvious. I mean, you just want to piss me off going into this week.
And roll tide. Thank you. Roll tide. Roll tide. That's what. Roll tide. Roll tide.
Man, I hate Tennessee because first of all it's Tennessee, and I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches, and I hate Philip Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, and I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention, and I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
Describe what you feel about the colors too.
It reminds me. It's not that orange that you can stand. See, I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. See, Tennessee's colors is that throw up orange. It's not that orange that you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers. They sore losers because they're not Alabama. And I hate Tennessee, man.
That was beautiful, man. Probably best interview I've done all year. Thank you, man.
I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
I mean, his ability to just escape and make plays on the run, I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen. And just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point, because if you look at Alabama's
60 seconds, right?
I can't wait to get paid again.
Oh, baby. You know what? I'm still happy. Oh, there it is, baby! Woo!
Oh, shit.
What is up, y'all? I'm going to start off with some drops. So we have Pooh Man dropping all my links. Greatest mod in the YouTube streets. Thank you, Pooh Man. Here's your drop.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine ride. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Sucking on a gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. claps and a Ric Flair.
All right, there we go. And we have Couch. There's Couch's lovely lady. I also have another one for Couch. Let me see. Is it under the same? I think it's under this one too. Oh wait, no, it's not. Where's the other one at? Because I like the other one too. There we go. There we go. Couch jamming out to some Kevin Gates. Let's see, who else? I need to get a drop for Big Natty, Mike, and LC. I'm going to get you guys some drops, okay? Mike, send me a drop that you would want for yourself, okay? So, I can have drops for you guys as well. And I also have to still get one for Real to Sports. Alright, let's get to it. So, let's see what I have. Oh yeah, y'all. I put a new subscriber goal up here. So, we're at 224, I believe. And the goal is to get to 230. So, we're trying to get them first down on the YouTube field. Slowly but surely. So, you know, if y'all can help me move the ball along, that'd be great. Okay? Yeah, no problem. Oh, hold on. There we go. No problem, LC. You know what? Now that I think about it, I need to move the sub goal down, probably. Like right here. There we go. We'll just leave it there for now. What's up, BDB? I need a drop for you. I need to find a drop for you too. Alright. So, again, got my show play calls. We're going to start with a motivational video. I have some recent updates. G Honda, I don't know if you're still in the building, but I have some recent updates on Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers situation. I just found out this a few minutes ago, 40 minutes ago maybe, because Mike McCarthy was on Pat McAfee. I have that. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to get into Duke loss. And now it's even with UNC. We're going to get into it. Also, a topic that Pooh Man has been discussing with us in the Discord. If y'all are not a part of the Discord, Pooh Man dropped the link to my Discord. Y'all make sure you get involved with that. But we're going to be discussing Heisman draft class busts. And then we'll get into the NFL draft, who I think teams should draft. We might do a draft simulator for one of you guys teams. We'll see what all happens, okay? But that is the play call. We're also going to close out with a motivational video as well. So here we go. Oh, we got Cree in the building. Okay, before I start, gotta play Cree's drop. Hold on. Gotta play Cree's drop. Let's see.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
There we go. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna send Chelsea the... What? For your job? Okay, Pooh Man. I don't know what you talk about. Oh, but okay. I'm curious now. Chelsea, would you like to be a judge for my Battle of the Bars? BDV, that would be so much fun, but I'm not kidding. I'm afraid I'm going to be like a Paula Abdul. I'm really not going to have much criticism to give because the ones yesterday were so difficult, y'all. That's why I closed out my show early. Hold on. Is my internet acting up on y'all? Let me know if my internet's acting up for you. But that's why I closed out my show. Because I had to make it to Battle of the Vans. Or is it Battle of the Bars? I said Battle of the Vans. Listen to me. Let me get it together. But Battle of the Bars. I had to close out early because we had to make it over to Battle of the Bars. And all those songs were so good. I was like, how do you pick? How do you critique this? Shout out to CDT Beats. He did great. Like, I wouldn't even know how to critique anything. But yeah, that would be something I would be interested in. That would be so much fun. Oh yeah. Have you ever had Cree on there? BDB, you should talk to Cree. Oh, that would be so fun if you had Cree on there too, because Cree, you know, she does music as well. She would be a good one. That'd be so much fun though. Yeah, that's something I'm interested in. What's up, Erroneous C? Let me play your drop. I forgot to play it the other day. Let's see. Go back to drops for favorites.
Hey, you a bad.
There we go. Y'all, that reminds me. I also forgot to play our Touchdown Tribe national anthem. So y'all know we're patriots over here for the Touchdown Tribe. So all rise for the Touchdown Tribe national anthem.
On the Star-Spangled Banner, Fergie.
That our flag was still there.
There we go. Remembered the national anthem this time. But shout out to Coop and shout out to Cree for continuing on with those ideas. Because now look, now we got a national anthem. It's all good. If you feel it's a draw during the battle, call it a draw. Okay, yeah. But that's definitely something I'm interested in. That'd be so much fun. I love music. For those of you who don't know, I was a theater kid. I was in competition choir. So I was like very heavily involved in music. Grew up singing in church. Grew up singing in weddings. Like me, my mom, my sister, we were like a little trio. We had to go sing in everybody's wedding. So yeah, I do have a slight music background. Oh, and I was assistant music teacher too, for those of you who didn't know. Yeah, Touchdown Tribe, all rise for the national anthem. Because, you know, like Coop says, we patriots over here. We're the Touchdown Tribe. Fergie and Carl Lewis are performing together on the Gong Show 2.0. Interesting. Okay. So let's see. I think I got a little bit sidetracked, but that happens. So let's get started. We're gonna start off. Oh, okay. So I did tell you guys that it was like crunch time. It was crunch time when I was trying to get that Mike McCarthy clip from the Pat McAfee show talking about Aaron Rodgers' situation. So I didn't have that loaded up yet, but I have it ready. So it's gonna be no problem. So let's get into it. Just let me add it. All right. My problem is I just never remember what I save things under. But I think I got it. I think I got it this time. An easier process is to just go under recently saved or whatever they have it as. Let's see. That's not it. Oh, here we go. I think this one's it. There we go.
Should be a lot of facts.
I just got to.
You know what you're going to get asked the entire
Give me a second, y'all.
That's okay.
I have to
Do you know what you're going to get asked, though? You know, just.
get this going. There we go. Now we ready. Now we cooking. So this was Mike McCarthy on Pat McAfee earlier today, and he's discussing the Aaron Rodgers situation as quarterback. So, G Honda, if you're here, I have your quarterback information.
Should be a lot of facts. But you know what you're going to get asked the entire time. That's okay. Do you know what you're going to get asked, though? You know, just what a great job you did on the McAfee show, hanging out with the guys. Okay, that's first question. Let's go to the next one. But you did. Let's go to the next one. You did do that. That would be an accurate report.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think the next question would be?
No, I mean, you always talk about the quarterback, right?
Yeah, and they would say
quarterback league.
They'd say, "Hey, Aaron Rodgers said that I haven't even really heard from the. Everybody wants me to make a decision. I haven't really heard from the Steelers," which led us to believe, like, okay, maybe they're both kind of going through processes right now to figure it out. Aaron trying to figure out whether or not he wants to play. You guys figuring out when the right time to talk to Aaron. Obviously, you have great relationships with Aaron as well on what it is. How do you kind of juggle all that that's happening right now? Because that is what you're going to get 100 questions about that tomorrow.
You know, I mean, I've talked to Aaron.
I appreciate you, Elsie. Thank you. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll try to have a drop for you the next time I go live.
And we'll continue to do so, and we're just working. You know, we're just working through it. You know, and when it's time to fully address it, we will. But it's a process that he's going through, and I'm comfortable with it. But we've had very, very positive conversations on a weekly basis.
So again, it is the same scenario. We're still waiting, but it does get more promising later on. What is up, Quan? Good to see you again. You said, "Hola, I hope everyone is having a blessed day." I most certainly am so far, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you are as well. Good to have you back.
Offense that he loves is the offense you put into his life. Yeah. He's called it many times beautiful. The West Coast offense is beautiful, and it does this. And he says the modern game is missing out on this. I think he would write maybe a book about the beauty of the West Coast. Like, I think he would actually do that the way he's talked about it in the past. That is obviously an offense that you know very, very well. That feels like simpatico conversations that you're having, or are you going to take... Oh, yeah. Because you just talked about systems that have been in place versus what it hasn't been in place. If Aaron's your quarterback, it feels like you have everything at your disposal right in the history of your offense. Is that true, or is your offense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the offense is, it's what I believe in. It's, obviously what he believes in. So, that part's already being built on a daily basis with the coaches. So we're just, we're getting geared up for when we can meet with our guys next week. So,
he's doing it right. It's got to be. It just makes too much sense.
100%.
Why would he not want to showcase the offense that he has been singing the praises of every single time?
And this is what I've been saying. There's no way he's not. I don't see it. I think they know for sure he's going to do a comeback to the Steelers.
Especially with winning the AFC North last year with how they went.
Yeah. A bunch of his former head coach and a bunch of other guys who are in Green Bay who he presumably has good relationships with. Seems like it'd just be a fun year.
That feels like the right.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Is that what you're saying to him though? Is that like the conversations you're having a part of everything?
Oh yeah, he knows. He talks to the coaches that are there, and there's a lot of very positive, healthy communication going on. Okay. Positive.
Weekly.
Good for
See,
you.
so I think that's very telling. He said there's a lot of positive, healthy communication going on. I think that's very telling to Aaron Rodgers most likely coming back. We're just waiting on the announcement.
Yeah, we talked about your previous stops. So
Okay, I think that's it for that one. Let me read your thoughts. So Erroneous C says, A-Rod for a stopgap year, but they need to draft a replacement in this draft for sure. 100%, Erroneous C. I am with you on that completely. That's what I've been saying as well. They definitely do need a QB to, be another Love. Love set under Aaron Rodgers, and he's a great quarterback. They definitely need that at the Steelers. They need somebody to learn under Aaron Rodgers, a veteran QB, to train him up. I think that's the best way to do it. So, yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. You said, Quan, you said the last Aaron let me start over, y'all. Quan says the last time Aaron won a Super Bowl, it was with Mike McCarthy. They want to see if they can do it again together. Yeah, and y'all know, let me play my music in the background. Y'all know, got the CDT beats playing in the background as I talk. But I think that they definitely had a interesting relationship, right? Many said that the only reason why Mike McCarthy got that Super Bowl was because of Aaron Rodgers and the offense. It had little to do with Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy, his play calling was trash. And you did really see that. It really did come to light after that Super Bowl win. It started going downhill because he was offensive coordinator and trying to be a head coach. It was awful. It was really bad, and that kind of made their relationship very contentious. But I do think, I said this before, I do think that Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy do have respect for each other. Like, there was still respect. You can disagree with a coach or a player, but still have respect for them. So I think that's kind of what it was. It was just, they didn't agree on a lot of the play calling, and it caused issues. And that's why Mike McCarthy got fired from Green Bay. If they would have drafted Shador like they should have, he'd be ready to take over this year after a year of A-Rod. Wow, erroneous E. That's a great, wow. That's actually a really great thought. That's true. There's no denying that. Wow, I didn't think about that. And that's why I hated it. I hated it for Shador Sanders because I wanted him to be placed in a healthy situation where he was going to get trained under a veteran quarterback. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded having him at Dallas, trained under Dak Prescott, but obviously that didn't happen. And that's, that's when I was like, yeah, that's why we're not going to win a Super Bowl. Just because of not having the Deion Sanders as a head coach and Shador Sanders. That would have been amazing. I really thought we could have probably won a Super Bowl if we had that combo. Granted, I don't think Shador would have started, but just to have that combo there, I think it would really build something. But yeah, I agree with you. I think if he had been placed at the Steelers, he would have been ready to go. So that's a great thought. That's a great thought. All right. Moving on to our next topic. We have, let's see. Wait for it to pop up on here, my little play call. We're going to talk about Duke loss and UNC. So, let's get into it. Man, y'all, I didn't start off with my motivational video. Let's play that real quick. We're all over the place today, but it's okay. It's just one of them days. I was ready to get the ball rolling. And we were having such fun, so that's always a good thing.
People that pray for you to fucking fail. You know how you might pray for somebody to win? They praying for you to fall. It's people out here that's praying for you to fall. They were sent by the devil. They were sent by the devil to stop you from being motherfucking great. They were sent by the devil to stop you from being motherfucking successful. They were sent by the devil to destroy you. You got people that you love that's trying to destroy you. You love them. They in your life. You got a soul tie with them. You like, this my brother, this my sister, this my woman. But that whole time, that motherfucker hating on you. Because they feel like if you go, they not gonna go with you. Fuck them haters, man. Fuck them haters. Love who love you. And stay away from them dangerous ass motherfuckers that got the devil in them. Devil sent these motherfuckers to ruin you.
It's so true. And it's like I said before, that you have to be careful who you have on your team, who you have in your circle, because not everyone's rooting for you. Not everyone's gonna clap for you, and you can't have them on your team. They're not a support system that you can rely on. It's not healthy. So they're sent by the devil to try to, destroy you. So the best thing to do is to just keep them at a distance. That's all there is to it. But I played this yesterday. I thought I would play it again because it was so powerful. I love the message. You said, yeah, Chelsea, that's true. Yeah, let me play it again because there was another thought I had as well.
People that pray for you to fucking fail. You know how you might pray for somebody to win? They praying for you to fall. It's people out here that's praying for you to fall. They were sent by the devil. They were sent by the devil to stop you from being motherfucking great. They were sent by the devil to stop you from being motherfucking successful. They were sent by the devil to destroy you. You got people that you love that's trying to destroy you. You love them. They in your life. You got a soul tie with them. You like, this my brother, this my sister, this my woman. But that whole time, that motherfucker hating on you. Because they feel like if you go, they not gonna go with you. Fuck them haters, man.
Yeah, he
Fuck
said,
them.
basically jealousy. They feel they don't want to see you succeed because they feel like if you go, they're not going to go with you. So it's like a jealousy, insecurity type of situation. And I don't get that. I don't get that type of behavior. I think you should want to root for people to win. I think you should want to see people succeed. Your time will come. Even if you're not at where they're at, your time will come. You just have to be patient. And that's the hardest thing to do, I think, is to be patient. And, we're all guilty of being jealous and insecure of something, right? There's, times where I see other people doing great things and I'm like, wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I was at that level. And then I start to when I notice myself getting in a jealous, insecure state of mind, I'm like, no, you have to focus on what you can control, what you can do to be better. You can't focus too far into the future, you can't focus on the past. Focus on what you can control to be better. And don't be a hater. Don't be jealous of others. But unfortunately, some people are just sent by the devil. They don't want to see you win. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. What is up? Agree to disagree. Y'all go subscribe to Agree to Disagree. And subscribe to Go Cree Cree. BDB, I mentioned earlier. I'm trying to think of all the content creators we had in here. From the Black Couch, subscribe to him as well. Definitely want to support everyone. I definitely want to have a space that's open to supporting other creators. It's crazy work that people who are close to you want to see you fail. Yeah. And it happens all the time. All the time. Chels, I want to see everyone be awesome out here. Yeah, same. And that's a healthy mindset. I think, we all have to have a healthy mindset like that. And if you notice behaviors of you feeling jealous or insecure, it's so important to shift your mindset back to something healthy. But not everyone's able to do that. Did you guys talk about the Duke loss yet? No, we're getting into that. We're about to get into that. I just played this motivational video, and I gave a update on Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. Let me go back to the, let's see, show topics. my little play call sheet, as I like to say. So yeah, we covered Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers, an update on that, and then we're getting into the Duke loss. Obviously, I played the motivational video, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into that Duke loss, because I have a lot on that.
Braylon Mullins, the Indiana kid who splashed the 35 to 40-foot three yesterday for UConn to topple Duke.
Oh yeah, and again, this was earlier today. This discussion on Pat McAfee was from earlier. He had the kid who shot the game-winning shot for UConn on the show, and he also had Coach K. So here we go.
Once had a 19-point lead at halftime. They were up 15, and then Caden Boozer could have taken a foul. Instead, he throws it away. Mullins, freshman, 0 for 4. Duke squad.
I was so hyped. Whenever I was live yesterday watching, like, man, I was like, there's such a big point lead for Duke, but I was still watching it. I wasn't giving up on it. And then when I noticed the score, it was like 51 to 59. I was like, we got ourselves a game, y'all. I really had faith. I was like, yeah, I think UConn could come out on top on this. I'm so glad.
Dan Hurley's mom looks exactly like Dan Hurley. Yep. She actually says, holy fucking shit. And then Dad goes, whoa, we won. And then there's a video.
Hilarious, y'all. That mom really did say that. Like, if you read her lips, she really did say that.
Dan Hurley did through this entire time? Mm-hmm. Well, he obviously swagging a little bit. And then how you doing? Keep moving. Ref trying to talk to him. He said, what's that?
Let's ask him a question.
Whoa. What's that, you said? What's that? Hey, I heard you you try to get us. You were a Duke fan all day. Well, how you like me now? Some people say maybe that was a technical foul.
Maybe.
Some people say maybe Duke goes to the line there. 0.3 seconds left.
Sure.
Knock it down. All of a sudden, Duke steals the victory to the Final Four. And Dan Hurley's antics are the reason why. But instead, that ref was just trying to talk to Dan Hurley. Our source have told us that Dan could not hear what he was saying, so he just leaned in, happened to go forehead to forehead with a guy he has a lot of respect for. The guy has respect for him, understands the magical moment is happening. Ref says, hey, we got 0.3 seconds left. And he walks away. But could you fathom?
Oh, my God.
Man, could you fathom?
Yeah, I could.
If that dang, all of a sudden Shire's like,
Could you fathom? Hurley is awesome. Yeah, no doubt. I thought so too. I thought that was awesome.
Isn't this a funny little turn of events? Sends their shooter to the line, got to shoot 2, down 1. What a moment. Their first one falls. Dan Hurley sitting over there. Oh, no. Second one falls. And they get the ball back. Inbound. Throw up. UConn no longer in the Final Four. Duke, the number 1 overall seed who everybody hates, moves on because of an incidental potential contact with forehead to forehead from the head coach.
Conversation.
But instead, doesn't matter. Braylon Mullins hits one of the greatest shots in the history. 19-point comeback for UConn as they punch their ticket. They're not the only ones. Obviously, Michigan beat the absolute.
I said maybe it was during Michigan and Tennessee. I was like, man, if they come back from that, it would be the greatest comeback in history. Maybe it was that one. I was just being sarcastic. But I can't remember if I said the same thing. If I said it about Duke and UConn game, that was not me being sarcastic, because I really thought UConn could come back. Yeah, see, I'm a UNC fan, so I can't go for UConn, but I'm happy they won. I'm happy they beat Duke.
Dog shit out of Tennessee. I mean, that was a pounding. It was kind of bad for March Madness.
By the way, thank you, Pooh Man, for dropping everyone's links. Y'all check them out if you don't know them. Agree to Disagree. Great podcast. Great work. Love their videos. So make sure you check them out. He dropped BDB's link. Y'all check BDB out. You will hear great music on that show. So make sure you check BDB out. He also does some gaming as well. And then, of course, Go Creekery. Thank you, Pooh Man, for dropping everyone's link. And y'all already know, subscribe to CDT Beats as well, because that's where my background music comes from.
Yeah,
it
for one of those.
It was kind of bad for March Madness, but Michigan does their thing. Arizona beats Purdue. Now that's another one. Hey, Arizona's a problem.
Good ball club.
Arizona's an absolute problem. Cannot wait to watch them. In Illinois, those itches are good. Those itches
Now, who
are
do y'all
good.
think it's going to be? I mean, the big talk right now is Arizona, obviously. Many people have Arizona winning it all. So I'm wondering who you guys think.
Up there in Illinois. I don't, it's personal preference. I don't like orange.
Sure. Okay.
I just don't like the
orange
color.
either, but I mean, I don't hate teams because of that. So Illinois, I don't really care about. But like Tennessee, they just happen to be orange. Can't stand Tennessee. Clemson, they just happen to be orange. Can't stand Clemson. I think Syracuse is orange. I said orange. My southern accent was really shining through right there. But Syracuse, I don't mind Syracuse. Chelsea, you already know who I got winning. Is it UConn by chance?
So I think since birth, I'm not supposed to like the way they look sometimes because there's a lot of orange up there.
Yep.
But the way they play hoops, I love it. Lil Stojakovic.
Oh,
this guy is awesome. This guy is awesome. Love the way they're playing. They got a kid from Indiana as well with the ponytail. Love everything about that. And then obviously Illinois knocks out Iowa, which obviously sends the Hawkeye fans into massive heartbreak. So we got a chance to cover everything. And Braylon Mullins joining us. I believe Coach Hurley will be on tomorrow with us.
That's the update on everything with college basketball. Now we're getting into the part with Coach K, the guy from UConn who shot that game-winning shot. So let's watch.
You couldn't see an ounce of worry in his soul. Splash to the Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, Braylon Mullins. Yeah! And it feel good.
Now, Braden, he's the one that shot that game-winning shot.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me.
That had to feel so good. That had to feel so. As it was coming out, you knew. As it was coming out.
And yeah, you got to shoot it with confidence. What?
Yes.
Seconds left, so I had to put
You
one
gotta
up,
have confidence. Like you've got to bank on yourself. What is it that Deion Sanders says? About believing in yourself. He has many quotes about that. I'll probably have one of those videos as the motivational video for the day. But you know, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have that confidence. Because if you don't bank on yourself, what other person will? Like what other teammates will? What other coach will? So you really have to bank on yourself.
I came off, had a chip at the lead, dug the hole that we dug in the first half.
This is something that Nick Saban often talked about as the head coach. Regardless of the scoreboard, how did you perform? How did you do? But furthermore, you have to look at the scoreboard like it's 0-0. That's what he told the national championship team the COVID year. I don't know if, I guess we're allowed to say that now. But he told the team that the scoreboard is 0-0. Was it no, it was 2018. This wasn't the COVID year. This was the 2018 one, I think. But he said the scoreboard's 0-0. We were down. Everybody had Georgia winning it. And then what happens? Tua Tagovailoa steps out of the pocket, throws a dime of a pass to Devontae Smith for the game-winning touchdown. And I think it was like overtime. So, yeah. You have to look at the scoreboard like it's 0-0. It really helps the mindset, especially for players. And I think if that team had that mindset, don't pay attention to the scoreboard, play as if it's 0-0, you're going to come out on top.
And I think we got it to single digits, like 10, 12 minutes into the second half. And I think we got it to a game manageable for us. And we knew we worked too hard for it. And we knew it was like, you got to claw back into it.
Yeah, obviously playing for Coach Hurley has been unbelievable.
Okay, Real to Sports. I'm thinking about making that your drop, Real to Sports. I'm thinking about having that as your drop. We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. You already know. Roll dang Tide. What is up, Team Peterson? You're another one I should have a drop for. You be sending me stuff on Instagram now, so you should send me a drop that you would want for yourself. All right, let's get back to it.
But like, what was his messaging throughout the game? Because I'm watching the game, and regardless of what the score was, he's pumping the crowd up. He's staying engaged. What was his messaging throughout, keeping you guys on point? And then that last play, because you guys are pressing. And Foxy, if you run that clip and kind of pause it as he throws the ball, it's 5-on-3 in the backcourt. What was the message on the sideline going into this play?
I mean, yeah, just going into that play, I think we were just trying to foul the worst free throw shooter on the floor. And, I mean, you could tell in the front, we tried to foul Sar. And Boozer ended up turning the ball over. And I was like, I mean, I'm going to try to get the ball to AK. He had just hit one. Yep. And we're gonna let him take the last shot. He threw the ball back to me.
Man, could you imagine passing the ball to your teammate, thinking, okay, my teammates got this. All pressure's on them, not me. Shot clock, you better hit it. And then he passes it back to you. So then it's on you. It's all on you. Could you imagine? I mean, it worked out for him, but man, you talk about some pressure now. Let's see what Quan said. Quan says, Tar Heel Nation in every college sport. Heck, yeah, I love the Tar Heels. Yeah. Being from Carolina, well, I gotta love the Tar Heels. As long as the choker Boozer family loses.
I threw it to him with like 4 seconds left. I was like, all right, we got to get a shot up. I'm not going to go out with no shot. And, man, that was the one that went down. So
that was a beautiful shot, too. Beautiful.
Tell me, immediately afterwards, you guys dump a bunch of water. Is Hurley always showing up in the postgame locker room in his towel?
Yo, look at this. Look at this. So I did see this earlier because this was earlier today on Pat McAfee. So I did see this part. Look at this coach.
Yeah. Tell me about the celebration afterwards. The boys had to be elated, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, coach is used to that. The water spilling and everything. Hold
on.
Coming in there with a towel.
He showed up in a towel. He showed up in a towel. Oh man, that's crazy. And you got to keep in mind, like, they do have like post game media in the locker room sometimes. So I think that's interesting.
He's one of a kind. So,
what if he pooped his pants? Do you think he maybe pooped there whenever you make that? He was so
possible.
There's a chance.
You'll never know.
Drop one of those emojis in the chat. You know which one I'm talking about. You can drop one of those emojis in the chat if you want.
No.
You'll never know. I heard he wears the same suit. We'll find out next game, I guess. Ty has a question for you, brother.
Yeah, Braylon, just curious. Obviously, a certain kind of player gets attracted to go play for a guy like Coach Hurley because he is a psycho in the best way possible. I don't know what your high school coach was like, but like, were you fully prepared for everything that he was gonna, kind of demand of you day in, day out when you got to UConn? And what's that kind of process been like?
I mean, yeah, I think when I was with my high school coach, and my dad coached as well, so they kind of resembled a little bit of how they pushed you to the limit. And I mean, going to play for Coach Hurley, I thought it was just an easier transition. I knew you're gonna get yelled at. That just happens. But it's just like I knew he was gonna push me to my max, and he's gonna make sure I'm better and get better. And yeah, he's my role model. He's the guy I look up to. He holds the standard. I mean, I wouldn't want to play for anybody else.
Hey, I think your generation gets a lot of shit talked about you, about how you can handle coaching. Do you think that's fair or no? Obviously, you don't think that because you're with Dayne and you just call him your role model and you like good, hard coaching. But does it feel like your generation maybe gets mislabeled a little bit? Because every college coach we talk to is like, we're accountability. Yeah. But your generation gets a lot of shit talked about you guys. Do you hear that? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you'll see that on social media all the time. Like, we can't take the criticism from the coaches, the media, and everything. So I think just playing for somebody like Coach Hurley is just like, man, you gotta take some of that criticism. It just makes you a better person and a better, just better at life. So
not everyone has that kid's mindset, right? I mean, is it fair how that generation gets talked about? that they don't handle criticism well. I mean, I think it is fair, in my opinion, just because you see how some of them give up easy. They will transfer. They want to go where the money is. They don't necessarily care anymore about being under great coaching that's going to push you. So I think a lot of it's fair, but I will say I don't think all of it is their fault. They didn't create the circumstances of there being NIL, of there being the transfer portal wide open. They didn't create that. The NCAA, all of those, the committees, everything, they ruled on that. And I don't know if it's completely fair that they get all the blame for a scenario that they didn't necessarily create, but it does put them in a fragile state when they're transferring if they don't like a coach, if they don't like a teammate, or they transfer because they can go somewhere else that's going to pay them more money. It's interesting.
Yeah, see, that's a good perspective, though, that they say your generation done.
Even he's mature beyond his years. You can tell that.
What if they all are, though?
I don't know.
I don't know, because
Oh, hold on, y'all. I'm behind on the comments. My bad. The NFL players must love Pat because he showed everyone it's another way outside of the big sports network like ESPN, Fox, NBC, and CBS, even though he appears on ESPN. Yeah, it's true. He opened the doors wide open. I think Pat McAfee was brilliant, right, in his marketing of his name, image, and likeness, because he didn't just look at being on College Game Day and on ESPN. He looked at the bigger picture. Like, there is a big market for the sports world outside of TV networks. And he jumped on that. He paved the way for that. And now you're seeing Stephen A. get into it. You're seeing Cam Newton. You're seeing Shannon Sharp. All of them are into it now because they see the bigger picture. I think they know that it might not last forever on the sports networks with streaming services and with podcasts and everything. I think they see the bigger picture. And so they need to be a part of it or they're going to get left behind. So I think it's a great, brilliant business move by Pat McAfee. Let's see. Only Hurley makes it as us. Team Peterson. Welcome back, Cree. Nah, Chelsea. He was thinking, you bitch. Now it's on me. What's up, D-Money? I will play your drop in a little while, D-Money. I gotta get through this video. It's fair, Chelsea. I'm glad my daughter that plays softball has, let's see, has that tough mindset. Yeah, you have to, like, really train these kids now, more than ever. Parents really should start young before they are entering their college years. They need to train them to have the mindset of not giving up if they, are playing college athletics. Don't give up and transfer to another team or go somewhere just because of money. Don't do that. I think that's really important to instill those values. Let's see what else. ESPN will be no more in 5 to 7 years. Yeah, that's a possibility. Team Peterson. F ESPN as a crew show, business and family. All right, let's get back into it, y'all.
handle business, these guys.
Yeah, it's like every generation. Some more, some more. Yeah.
And we're having a conversation about you while you're here. Just know that we're appreciative that you're a dog, dude. Legit. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Braylon, you just mentioned your dad's a coach. Have you had a chance to kind of talk with your family, have a moment with your family? I assume it's been about, you being a basketball star your whole life, Mr. Indiana, the whole thing. Have you had a chance to kind of talk to them? And have you rewatched the clip back just on your own and kind of watch it in disbelief?
If I made that game-winning shot, I would be going back. I'd be hitting those views up. Those views would be going up just because of me alone. Like, you best believe if I did all that, I'm going to be, seeing that over and over again. I mean, you never know. You never know what you'll do in that situation, right? But I would be so proud of myself. I'd be hyping myself up. But you also need to look at the bigger picture. They had to fight. They had to fight their way back in that game. So I think it would be more important to look at how did we get ourselves in this situation? What can I do to be better? How can I improve? Versus just focusing on that one moment. Even though that was a great moment, and I would be hyping myself up over that.
You still kind of not there yet, don't even want to see how ridiculous of a shot it was.
I mean, yeah, I think I didn't get to watch the first clip until after we were out of the locker room, midnight, 1 a.m. It's just crazy how everything unfolded. But it's just I get to look back at that every single year. I know that shot's gonna be in history. But yeah, I had to celebrate with the family. I think I was on the phone with my dad probably 15, 20 minutes before this.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get deeper into it. I'm just getting through the news topics of this, with the players' reaction, and then we're gonna hear Coach K's thoughts on it, and then I'm gonna get into the bigger picture of my thoughts. Cause I bet y'all, if you are in my Discord, and then if you also watched me, cause I was a guest on Real to Sports, I was popping off about it. I was popping off on this, and I'm going to pop off again, y'all. I'm just warning you. Just a warning. I'm gonna pop off again about this, and just wait. Just wait. We're gonna get through this, okay?
Get work in Indy because he was at the game yesterday. So, but yeah, we're all excited.
Stephen James, I know you're happy about Michigan.
Yeah, dude, we're all excited. March Madness, having that moment in it this year is a beautiful thing. Feels like the Final Four.
He's going to have to get 100 tickets. Yeah, a lot of cousins, coming out of the woodwork.
Yep. And you're getting paid now, too, so shit. They're going to expect you to pay for it, brother. I mean, that's welcome.
Could you imagine, I have, I come from a big family. So, my great-grandparents, they had 11 kids, but my grandma, she passed away when my mom was young, so I never knew her. And then they ended up living with my great-grandparents, my mom and 3 uncles. So there was 15 kids in the house at one point. But, they all had kids, and now there's great-great-grandkids. It's so much family. Ain't no way I can pay for everybody to be in that place. They're gonna take up half the stadium. Yeah, there's no way, y'all. There's no way. I also have 2 aunts that are younger than me as well. So.
Life, welcome to the life. Can't wait to see you back in Indy. Final Four is spectacular. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, it is awesome. Speaking of the Final Four, we always make a big deal about now that you're going to the Final Four, shooting in Lucas Oil, shooting in a huge stadium in the shooter's eye. Have you guys talked about that at all? And is that actually something that we should think about going into this Final Four?
I mean, yeah, I don't think we've gotten too far down to Lucas Oil. We kind of just preparing now for Illinois. Man, Lucas Oil is a one-of-a-kind place as well. I got to watch some games, football, and everything. So I know the environment. I'm kind of used to it. And but it's just, man, I'm so excited to play in front of the hometown and just be able to show what we're all about.
Like King Curry, Illinois, I believe.
back with Ohio State. I think he's from Greenfield area too. No, where's he from?
No idea. I'm not sure, but the kid from Illinois now, another Indian.
He's from Lawrence as well. You guys are all over the place. Hey, you're not in Indiana, but you guys are all over the place. And it's been an honor to watch you, brother. There's also been somebody that hasn't been able to listen to this entire conversation, but he's been, I think, seeing it. He can hear me, can't hear you. I think he has something he wants to say. Coach K, you here, Coach K? Coach K here?
I am.
Imagine, y'all know I can't stand Duke, but I do respect Coach K, obviously. Man, imagine hitting that shot against Duke, the team he coached for, and he's on there to give you a special message. That's amazing. What? I mean, that would go down in history in, my eyes.
Braylon and not you guys.
Okay.
But congratulations, son. What an amazing moment. And how about your senior leader, Caravan, having the confidence in you to make it a historical pass
listen to how
before.
he speaks. He speaks very personal. So Coach K doesn't just call him a player or anything like that. He calls him son. That just speaks to how personal he is as a coach. That's amazing.
Historical shot. Congratulations.
Coach K, he actually couldn't hear you either, so I will spread that information. He said, wow, how about Caravan passing you the ball? Must have incredible pressure or belief in you. Congratulations. Coach K said you're the man.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Coach.
Hey, safe travels back home. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Thank you for showing up for basketball, for sport, for Indiana.
Legend.
You name it, brother. You're the man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Braylon Moore.
Yeah,
and ladies and gentlemen, Coach K. Coach, we're sorry you had to hear us instead of Braylon. Braylon was...
what's up, Danny Omega? Y'all, he has the channel as well. Go subscribe to him. My cousin is 1 year older than his nephew. Yeah, I mean, I can relate to those types of situations, Pooh Man. Coach K gets nothing but respect from the Big Ten. And I mean, I'm a Carolina fan, but I'll respect Coach K.
A lot of good answers. He was complimenting Dan Hurley. He was talking about how he's his role model. He's his idol. He likes getting coached, knew that he was going to have to get coached. And he said every shot felt good. What a winner for them. That's a story they're going to remember forever. Now, you on the Duke side, obviously not great, but down 19.
Y'all, he talked about the outstanding defense. If you, like UConn, they had no choice. When you are down by that many points, you have no choice but to have an outstanding defense. Especially in basketball, because that's a quick moving game, right? So, I mean, for them to come back like that, which, like I said before, I thought they could do it. I really have faith in them. So, definitely, hats off to their defense. Okay, Stephen James asking, what did we name the hat? So, Real to Sports podcast, they pitched the idea that I should name the hat. I thought maybe Rowdy, because, the Dallas Cowboys, their mascot is Rowdy the Cowboy. So I thought maybe Rowdy, but then CDC Beats said the girl from Remember the Titans, Cheryl. So name the hat Cheryl, which is funny, because I actually have a cousin named Cheryl. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Should it be Cheryl? Should it be Rowdy, or do you guys have another idea? Should I do a poll? Should we vote on it? Let me know. Oh, yeah. Nothing inappropriate. Let me just go ahead and say that. Nothing inappropriate for the hat name.
Turn knock them out, and but it was defense, and they played tremendous defense, which Danny's teams play all the time.
Yeah, they're bopping wood all the time, aren't they? They're smacking wood out there. They're slapping a baloney around whenever they have to. And that was a magical end for the Connecticut folks. Okay, that was a magical end for the Connecticut folks and for the basketball fans.
Yeah.
I mean, that was exhilarating. I felt alive watching that thing fly and then go in. Yeah. It's like, this is the March Madness. Let's go to the other side. And obviously, you're not the coach of the Duke team anymore. Shire is. What is his messaging to his team after that? Obviously, everybody's talking about the collapse and everything like that. And they live in a world where they're going to see it and feel it, I think. How does he kind of...
With your team, I think John's primary concern, and he does a great job of this, he and his staff, making sure you take care of those young men.
This is why having sports psychologists is so important. Y'all, I haven't talked about this, but it's very important if your kids are involved in athletics to have them check in with a therapist every now and then, even if they're like not even in college sports yet, at any level. Have them check in with a therapist because they do feel a lot of pressure on them, whether you realize it or not. They do get nervous. They do have different emotions that they feel. So I think it's important to get them involved in therapy, just to learn healthy coping skills for that. Because, college sports, they're definitely utilizing sports psychologists now, and it's because of that. They experience highs and lows. They'll have depression after a loss, with injuries, anything, like issues with teammates, coaches, anything and everything. So I think getting them involved in some sort of therapy at any level, whether they need it or not, it's just good. It's a good mental check-in. We all need that.
They had a magnificent season, one of the best ever, and you lose. It's brutal. It's so abrupt, and from the joy to the agony, and to especially make sure that you embrace collective responsibility, that you win and you lose together, so that no one individual player bears the burden of that.
Love that from Coach K. I need to put emphasis on that. You win and lose as a collective. You don't put the responsibility on just one player. I know many are blaming the one turnover on that one kid for Duke. I get that they're blaming him, but it's what they did as a collective, as a whole, to lose the game is what the focus needs to be on, because it wasn't just him. It wasn't just that moment. They got themselves in a tight situation after having a lead. So I think that's a really, really great point from Coach K.
Alone, and I felt so bad for Caden Boozer, because I felt after the interviews afterwards, one, he was man enough to do the interviews, and he took individual responsibility for it, and hopefully, I'm sure his teammates and his coaches hugged him afterward and said, listen, man, we were there. Hey, your 15 points in the first half were the reason that we were up by 15 points at halftime. He played an outstanding game, and it's that one turnover, but it wasn't one play. I'm telling you, we turned the ball over too much.
That's what I just said. It wasn't just one play. It wasn't just that one play. It was all of it.
Because of Connecticut's defense. And what happened, Connecticut had a hard time scoring, but when you get live ball turnovers, you have a numerical superiority going down to the offensive end, and you take it to the hole better, and they got their offensive mojo going. And really, two of the biggest shots was from DeMary. Duke was up 10, and he hit a corner three. One of our kids, Nick, trumped it with to go back to 10, and boom, he trumped that by hitting 2 threes. And those were Yeah, you talk about huge shots. Those were amazing shots.
You talk about numerical superiority. They were 1 of 18 from 3 in the first half. Dan Hurley found out about that in a post-game press conference in real time. He had a hilarious reaction, both hands to his face of embarrassment after such a huge win. He said the assistant coaches were telling me it was bad. I did not know we were 1 for 18 in the first half. Then he said, at some point, we're going to have to start knocking down a 3 if we're going to want to win this game. You talk about the numerical superiority. What you're saying is whenever you play good defense, you get turnovers, you get high percentage shots. So if it's not falling, all of a sudden it's a gritty way back into the game. And then they end up 4 or 5 down the stretch for 3. So they get hot late. They bop the wood. That's classic Dan Hurley football, it feels like, in the end. And on that note, D-Butt, UConn Husky, has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, I was just talking to Braylon about this. Kind of in the midst of a game, whether you're down big.
We'll circle back to this because I do want to continue on with my main points where you might see me pop off, okay? You might see me pop off just a little bit because I am very passionate about Carolina, obviously. So let's get into it. I am going to play a clip that I played from yesterday again, and it's on Stephen A's thoughts. So it's going to tie into everything. Here we go.
Listen, Hubert Davis, as Doggy says, I mean, obviously from his days with the Knicks, days in the NBA, before he ultimately went back being an assistant under Roy Williams. You know, I don't know him too well, but I've met him on several occasions. And obviously I know a lot of people in the NBA and in college basketball circles.
Oh, yeah, by the way, what's up, Highway 20? I'll play your drop in a little bit after I get through this Duke-UNC discussion.
For him, he's a really, really good man. He's a good coach. He's a good man. And I have no problem with this decision by the University of North Carolina. As far as I'm concerned, it had to be done. A lot of people will look at it and they'll say, hey, a couple of years ago, there was some real trepidation about him, but he went out and got Caleb Wilson. And then this year, next season, he's got 2 All-Americans coming in. So the perception was, or the belief was, go ahead and give him another chance, give him a last chance, et cetera, et cetera. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. Doggy, some people could put it in a variety of ways. Here's the way that I'm going to put it for you. The person that fired Hubert Davis is John Shire at Duke. John Shire got him fired because this man is doing such an outstanding job at Duke. Something had to be done. You were getting left behind.
So what will be? So I'm going to stop there. Y'all know I popped off yesterday. Hold on. Let me play my CDT beats. Let me know if it's too loud. Waiting for it to start playing. Hold on. Is it playing? Oh, there we go. Hopefully it's not overpowering me. But y'all know I popped off yesterday about this. There's no way that Duke was the reason why Hubert Davis got fired. That alone was not the reason. I'm telling you. Because Hubert Davis has had more success, in my book, more success because Duke has not went to a national championship since 2015. At least Hubert Davis, despite losing in the national championship to Kansas, at least Hubert Davis took UNC to another national championship in 2022. And, you know, obviously we've had issues with the March Madness appearances and all that. There's inconsistency. I get that. But, you know, we have beat Duke. We have had wins as well. So what are we talking about here? And then there was an argument that, okay, well, Carolina's blowing leads. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about Duke? I said Duke does the same thing. And you've seen it. You've seen it yesterday if you watched the game. So what are we talking about? I don't like that. I did not like that thought from Stephen A. that Hubert Davis got fired because of Duke alone. Because there ain't no way. And I'm going to show you some stats. I posted this on my YouTube page as well. So, Carolina leads the rivalry. We have 146 wins. Duke only has 120. Carolina has 6 national championships, including, we did go to a national championship, granted we lost, but at least we made a national championship appearance in 2022. Duke has not been back since 2015. Also, Final Four appearances, Carolina has 21, Duke has 17. I mean, the number went up one probably since this past one, but we're still leading. Also, the regular season ACC championships, Carolina has 33, Duke has 19. So are we really saying that Duke was what got Hubert Davis fired? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to me. I don't like that thought, especially when you look at what Hubert Davis did. The biggest goal is to win a national championship, to at least get to a national championship, right? Hubert Davis did that for Carolina. He took us to a national championship in 2022, despite us losing to Kansas. At least he took us there. Like I said over and over again, Duke has not been back since 2015. So I don't believe that Duke was the sole reason why Hubert Davis got fired. Hubert Davis got fired just due to inconsistency. That's what they didn't like. They wanted better. I don't know what's going to happen, if they'll get better. I'm very skeptical. I really don't like firing coaches. I like being patient with coaches. But it's a tough business. It is what it is, We're an instant gratification world, and when you're not producing quick with wins, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna get kicked off the team. Exactly, Team Peterson. Losing is what got him fired. It was just the inconsistency. Now, granted, he did have wins, but it was just too much inconsistency going on, and I think that's what ultimately got him fired. It's unfortunate. That's how it is at UConn. It's all about competing for championships. Yeah. And isn't UConn's women's basketball is doing well, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. But I believe the women's basketball team for UConn's doing well. I haven't checked recently, though, so I don't know an update on that. But yeah, that was that stat. Now I'm going to get into thoughts from Shannon Sharp on Nightcap. This was last night, I believe, so here we go.
So 36 years after Christian Laettner hit the buzzer beater at UConn in the Elite Eight to send Duke to the Final Four, the Huskies got their revenge. UConn freshman Braylon Mullins stole the ball, buried a three-pointer from 35 feet to cap a remarkable 19-point comeback to give the Huskies the 73-72 victory. Duke has 0 titles or title game appearances since 2015-16, despite having, look at these names, Joe and Ocho.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Luke Kennard, Jason Tatum, Frank Jackson, Marvin Bagley III, Gary Trent Jr., Trayvon Duvall, Wendell Carter Jr.
Look at all those great players that played for Duke, and they still haven't made it back since 2015.
Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, Trey Jones, Vernon Carey Jr., Jalen Johnson, Paulo Banchero, Mark Williams, Kyle Filipowski, Derek Lively, Jared McClain, Cooper Flagg, Con Kneppel, Kaman Malachi, Sion Jones, and Cameron Boozer. Damn, man.
Hey, this was the unbelievable game, Uncle Joe. This was the unbelievable game. But I mean, for me, I'm sitting there on the edge of my seat. I'm thinking the game was over.
Well, I mean, I didn't think the game was over, but I was live. Just checking in. I knew they were down. Ended the live. There was like a minute or two. Well, I honestly don't even know if it was a minute or two, but there was some time left on the clock. But it was when I was still live that I realized, oh, they got the game close. It was 51 to like 59, and I was like, well, they're getting it close.
If they had a 19-point lead, I'm sitting here playing the game. I ain't paying no man. Boy, I look up and they didn't close the gap by 2?
Yep. When that dude got that and one, I said, Duke, y'all in trouble.
Hey, man.
When they got that thing, when dude got that and one, Joe. Yeah. Oh, here he is. We got a very special guest, Jordan.
Okay, y'all, they had I didn't save all of Master P's appearance on this because his video quality, like, it was I don't know if it was internet, I don't know what was going on, but it was trash, so I cut a lot of that out. But here we go.
Louisiana, make them say, the CEO guy that created one of the most iconic record labels in rap history, in hip hop history. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Master P. P, what it do? We finally got somebody that's worse than technology. Come on, man. What's up, P? Man, how you doing today?
Man, I can't complain, man.
Let's talk about the game. UConn and Duke. Duke's up 19 points. They're in complete control of this ball game. The guys are playing well. Cam Boozer is doing what Cam Boozer does. What he's done all year, he's probably going to be player of the year. He's having an outstanding game. How was UConn able to stay poised, keep their composure, and claw all the way back? And it took a 35-foot miracle.
What's up? If you... Whenever, I don't know if you know, but if you go to the description, like, and then scroll down to, like, show more, and it gives you a selection of choosing what category your show falls under, like, mine's obviously sports. So when I click on sports, whenever somebody hits the like button, it'll show, either a basketball, football, soccer ball, whatever, what have you. So for you, like, well, CDT Beats also, like, if he selects music, it shows a microphone or headphones when you hit the like button. So, yeah, you should definitely try that out. See, select something, see what the like button shows up for you.
But they got it done. How were they able to do that, P?
Teamwork and not giving up. Shout out to Kayla Fawcett. That's one of my kids, man. Tough kid.
Go back to what Pooh Man said. It seems like it's different from basketball to football. National titles and accolades, they seem to transgress better in sports. Great thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I think I would agree with that.
Played with my son Mercy in high school. They won a state championship together. So it was just one of those nights. I mean, if you know sports, you can't give up. I mean, I don't care how much you're down. Whoever gonna work the hardest, whoever gonna come together, they all gel together, and it was just one of those magical nights for UConn again.
But it's a reoccurring theme with the Duke program. Yeah. 2 years ago, they had a 9-point lead. Yeah. They had a 9-point lead against NC State.
Y'all, this is why I don't like what Stephen A. had to say on this. Stephen A. claiming that Hubert Davis got fired because of Duke's success. What success? What? What are you talking about? They have not went back to a national championship since 2015. Carolina went in 2022. Granted, like I've been saying, they lost to Kansas, but at least they went back. And I showed you all the stats. Carolina leads it compared to Duke. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then you hear Shannon Sharp, it's a reoccurring theme with Duke. I've been saying that. Like, to say that it was only on Carolina, like the inconsistency only came from Carolina, don't believe it. If you hear somebody talking like that, don't believe it, because that's not the facts. That's not the case. If you look at it, if you compare it, That's not the case because it's been the same for Carolina and Duke.
They had a 14-point lead against Houston. They had a big lead this year in the regular season against North Carolina.
See what I mean? Oh, and I didn't even bring that up. I'm glad Shannon Sharp said that because y'all, I cannot believe myself that I did not talk about Seth Trimble's buzzer-beating shot against Duke. When Carolina beat Duke in the first match from this, season, they had a lead. They blew it. Duke blew their lead to Carolina. So what are you talking about, Stephen? You know what? I'm not going to completely bash Stephen A. There's some things that I agree with Stephen A. on. With anybody in life, you're always going to find things you agree on and things you disagree on. So I'm not going to completely bash Stephen A. But the thought that Hubert Davis got fired just because of Duke, garbage.
Had a 19-point lead. Now, whether it's fair or unfair to say they keep John Shire, who's been the head coach, is gagging these things away, whether it's fair or unfair.
Now, I do think that Duke's going to keep their head coach. I don't believe Duke is going to be a team that gives up on him just because he was under Coach K. I would see them being more patient. I don't know how patient they can be, though, because like I've been saying, Carolina went to compete for a national championship in 2022, but Duke hasn't been back since 2015. So I believe Duke fans are getting impatient. They're getting impatient with this. They want to see Duke back to a national championship. So I don't know how patient they're going to be with this head coach, but we'll see what happens.
The matter is, P, he keep losing these big-ass leads with probably the more talented of the teams.
And the same thing was said about Hubert Davis. What are you talking about, Stephen A? I told you all earlier. I said I'm probably going to pop off. I told you all earlier. I warned you. I warned you that I would probably pop off about this, and here it is.
Yeah. Now he definitely had a talented team. I feel like this team should be going to the Final Four right now. And it's just, man, when you think about it, right, the coach from North Carolina, he's not going to be there no more. I mean, it's the same type of situation, but,
Same type of situation. Thank you, Master P. Thank you. The same type of situation, which is what I've been saying. And, it started when, if y'all see me on Real to Sports podcast, I was a guest on their show. And near the end, G Honda brought up the question about Hubert Davis, and then we got into a discussion, and y'all got a glimpse of my thoughts on it. Because Q-Dog, he brought up what Stephen A had to say. And that's when I first popped off. And I've been popping off ever since I seen what Stephen A had to say.
And I'm in a position where I could see this and understand it.
Man, I would disagree with you on that. I do think that Duke players do perform better than Tar Heels in the NBA. I will say that. You have Jason, or not Jason, why can I not think? Yeah, Jason, is it Jason Tatum? That plays for the Celtics? Yeah, it is Jason Tatum. I almost thought I was getting him confused with Brown, but no, it is Jason Tatum. He played for Duke. Granted, I think he got injured. He didn't play for very long at Duke, but if you want to count him, we can count him. I do believe that you see more players go to the NBA that came from Duke than you do from Carolina. I will give them that. I will give Duke that. They do produce some NBA players. Hubert Davis doesn't get an incompetent pass over here. Yeah, I'm not giving I'm not giving Hubert Davis a pass. I get why they had to fire him. I'm just saying I don't like the argument of him getting fired just based off of Duke. That's where I draw the line. I'm like, that's a bunch of nonsense. Yep. Team Peterson. Well, no, Pooh Man, he's not the only one. Because if you, I'm not going to go back to it, but early on, Shannon Sharp listed all the great Duke players that went to the NBA that came from Duke and like how talented they were, but Duke still couldn't win. So yeah, I mean, I will give props to Duke for that.
We need more of us as coaches to understand the players, and I just think what Deion Sanders is doing, we need more of that now in the basketball world. And so I mean, that's what this game is going to, because a lot of kids can relate to us and they understand.
I agree with him on that. Again, y'all, I did take out a lot of what Master P says just because his quality, I guess it was his internet, I don't know. The quality was bad, so I had to cut out a lot of it. But I do agree with him what he's saying about the coaches being like at a level with the student athletes. I do agree with him on that. Being more like Deion Sanders is gonna work more in their favor, especially with recruiting and working with boosters, getting that NIL money, all of that.
Are we getting those opportunities? And this is going to definitely show that we deserve.
Team Peterson, Master P has Kendra G internet. That's funny.
Because we don't get to keep those opportunities at the same time too. It's like these coaches are being recycled to different programs, but we don't get that. And we have to change that narrative. And, you know, I tell people all the time, it's the traditional thinking. And we have to get out of that mindset.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pete.
I'm not kidding. Watching this last night was hilarious because there was times where you couldn't hear not one word, not one single word. You couldn't make out nothing of what he was saying because the connection was completely out. And all of them, Ocho, Joe, and Shannon Sharp, they were just like, yeah, and then kept it moving. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, you don't know not a dang thing that man just said. Okay. On to the next one, though.
Duke, UConn. Back-to-back years. This is the first time, I think, in Duke history they won back-to-back, had 35-win seasons. You look at the All-Americans they got, you look at the guys, they probably got 3 guys that's going to be lottery picks. We know Booz is probably going to be a top 3 pick, Joe, he's probably going to be College Player of the Year. But when you look at the talent that they've had, they've underachieved. I don't care what I don't care.
That's what I've been saying. When you look at the talent they've had, they've underachieved. That's what I've been saying. And you know what? I called this. This is before Shannon Sharp and Nightcap said anything. I called this. Y'all can go back and hear it on Real to Sports. But I called it. I gave you all these thoughts.
About this, and they're young, and that's what we talked about this.
Yeah.
UConn is a veteran ball club.
Yeah.
Michigan have veteran players.
Yeah.
Illinois. It's not an accident. Because when the rubber need to meet the road, you gotta have somebody to be calm, cool, and collected.
You know, you go back, we played the interview from Braden, the one that hit that buzzer beating shot against Duke. He talked about having confidence. You have to have confidence when, you know, the rubber hits the road. Like, you got to have confidence in what you're doing.
Absolutely right, man. Absolutely. And you see, there's no way. And it seemed like when UConn started to make some shots and started to make that run, it seemed like Duke got tighter and tighter.
Man.
Duke got tighter and tighter. It got tighter and tighter. And when old boy hit that and one and cut it to 2, with like 2 minutes to go, now we got a ball game. Now we're gonna see if those shots that you were making when you was up 10, 12, 14, let's see if they go in now. Let's see if you still have the same conviction to shoot them when you was up double figures. Now you're only up 2. Let's see if you'll pull. Hey, Joe, let's see if you'll pull from 22 now. Let's see if you try to snatch it when you're from 16 now.
Hey, you're absolutely right. When you look at it, UConn playing with juniors at the point guard at the 1 and 2, and Duke got a freshman out there who ain't never been in that environment. Who ain't been in that situation. I don't want to say he ain't been in an environment because he's been playing with his twin brother, and we know they've been under a microscope
Duke
for quite
has the twin brothers at Duke, so
some time. But the significance of this game, to have that turnover and it leads to, come on, bro.
Sometimes you just hold on to the ball, Joe.
Yeah,
Make them foul you.
Hey, I know you got two dudes wide open, but let them foul you, man. You gonna have to shoot them free throws. That's the one thing you don't want to do is turn that ball over.
That's the only way really you can get beat.
Bro, you can't even sleep at night behind something like this.
Nah, it's tough.
Like, keep it 100. You can't. But Uncle Ocho, I was just
Coach K was talking about is supporting the players after a loss, because I'm telling you, mental health, that's a very real thing for these athletes that many people don't take into consideration. That's why I'm saying, like, at any level of sports, get into therapy. I don't care if you're in kindergarten. I mean, start them as early as possible, to learn skills to cope with wins, losses, to handle emotions if you have an injury. The younger you can start, the better. But definitely get these kids in therapy. They utilize sports psychology now in college. You know, if you go back and watch one of my lives where we discussed mental health, I showed you guys the videos of Alabama's program, the sports psychologist department, all of that. So you definitely have to prioritize it, I believe, at any age.
telling y'all the other day about Evans. This is why I was skeptical. He can't have a hell of a game like he had the other day and then turn around and give us 7 points, man.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they need him. They needed him to at least give you 15, 16, bro. Like, Boo's gonna be Boo's. Like, you can tell. Hey, he like Uncle say, he gonna be a top 3 pick. But he gonna have to have somebody come along for the ride.
Really?
You know, you got a guy out there play 17 minutes, got a donut, he didn't even take a shot. You know what I'm saying? It's
What
just,
is that?
huh?
He out there just run. He got caught. He got.
What is Joe wearing? What's Joe, the orange little cap thing? It reminds me of something that Shaggy from Scooby-Doo would wear, like on the episodes of like him waking up from sleep or whatever. It kind of reminds me of that. If I can find it, I'll do a comparison of what it reminds me of.
Great cardio. He got 17 minutes worth of cardio in.
That ain't enough, man. Like, I know they played well. They played well enough to win. Shot 52% from the field, 40 from the 3. And UConn didn't play great. They played great when it mattered. You know what I mean? When they needed it, they came through, bro. That veteran presence that they have over there, it prevailed at the end.
Man, and Mullins. Bro, that joker shoot all them threes. He was coming off picks and was wide open. I was like, bro, I say, Hurley, if you call one more pin down and let this dude come out this pick and shoot a 3, and he air ball, I say, him and what, Caravan.
Yeah.
I say, man, God dang! Now you don't know how to shoot, Caravan. You've been knocking down threes your whole damn career at UConn. And now you get in this game, you can't make one. Mullins, you keep coming off a pick after pick after pick, air ball, brick. And then from 35 foot, he pulled and banged nothing but bottom of the net.
Hey, shoot or shoot, Joe. Ain't that what they say?
Shoot or shoot, y'all.
Yeah, shoot or shoot.
Hey, shooters keep on shooting.
Look, they ain't really had but like 2. They had one guy who played pretty good, Reed and Smith.
Oh, Reed played out his damn mind.
Yeah. But outside of that, Uncle Ocho, did nobody else? I mean, Smith off the bench, 18 minutes, 9 points, 4 for 7. But for the most part, man, this was it got to be an ugly game.
But Duke kicking himself with all them damn turnovers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can't keep turning the ball over like that. And I felt like
that Carolina had was the turnovers. So Duke and Carolina.
Okay, what
My bad, I
concerned
clicked
me?
play. But Duke and Carolina, this is what I'm saying. They're even. It's even. Well, granted, not so even as to where they lead because, Carolina does lead. We have more national championships. We lead the rivalry against Duke in wins. So, yeah, I just want to put emphasis on that again. But as far as coaching and as far as, like, the turnovers and all that, yeah, that's pretty even.
Was Duke on the glass, but it wasn't that big of a discrepancy. 34-28. Normally Duke is a plus 10, plus 15 on the glass because they killing you. Boozer normally has that. What's the other big guy name? They normally another big guy. Oh, he might have got hurt, but nah. But this, it's crazy. It is. You're never gonna be able to look, and I hate it. I hate when it's happened to young kids. We see it happen to professionals. And we talk about the Billy Buckner situation when he played the Mets and the ball went through his leg at first base for the Red Sox. Jackie Smith went to the Hall of Fame, but he's known for dropping a touchdown that would have beat the Steelers for the Cowboys.
See, this is what I'm telling you. Mental health, like for athletes, matters at all ages. So definitely if you have kids that are involved in youth sports, get them involved in therapy, even if it's just to check in. Because they do get nervous. They do feel emotions after a loss, all those things. So the sooner you can get them involved in healthy coping skills from a therapist, the better off you'll be.
Things like that linger for because they're gonna play this, Ocho, and I don't know why Booze just didn't hold on and make it come foul you.
Yeah, he had two guys ahead of him that was wide.
Yes,
so I know he was trying to get off the ball so they couldn't foul him. They get something easy, but bruh, that little tip, that deflection that they got, that was the deflection of the season, bro.
Yep,
they were dead meat. They was out of there.
Hey, Joe, if he do this. I'm hoping. You know what, Joe? I just sometimes instead of throwing it, you know what I'm saying, Ocho? Instead of maybe he drop it, you know what? I'm just gonna slide down and let the clock keep moving because the clock is my friend.
Yeah,
the clock is not my enemy. The clock, my friend.
In that situation,
going out of bounds is the enemy. Turning the ball over is the enemy.
Yeah.
That's all. Look, and I understand. It took a shot from God. Come on. Ooh. It took. Come on. It took. That's what it took, bro. Bro had missed every three he taken.
Mm-hmm.
He took and then he banged that one.
The one that mattered
35.
most.
That hurt.
Nothing but net.
That was a beautiful shot, like I said, and nothing but net.
Joe, he let that. His release was so goddamn quick when he let that thing go too.
He had no choice.
Yeah, he didn't have no choice, but it was a beautiful release. When he let that ball fly, it was beautiful.
Because he deflected it and got it to the other guy, and but you know what, Joe? What it is? It's that trailer. Remember the trailer in Villanova, North Carolina?
Yeah.
The guy bringing it up the court, the guy that took it out of bounds was the guy that hit the shot.
Yeah.
You see, Brothers was the trailer.
Yeah.
He the one that deflected it. He got it up to the court. They come to get him. They kick it back to him. Bang. They needed Mike Green on the call. That would have been a triple bang. Bang! 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 Or maybe have John Witherspoon rest his on bang, 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 bang.
Hey, that was devastating, fellas. I mean, it's not like I was sitting here rooting for Duke, but when he made that shot, that hurt me.
It didn't hurt me. It did not hurt me at the least. I was so happy that Duke lost.
Oh, yeah. Because of what happened, what transpired. Look, if he didn't turn the ball over and the guy made the shot, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. That's an awful lot for a young man to have to live with, Joe.
It is. Look, they got all these State Farm commercials now. The Bulls are twins.
That's why sports psychology matters. because they don't want to disappoint fans. They don't want to disappoint families. So definitely, if your kids are involved in athletics, get them a therapist to check in with, even if it's like the school counselor or something. Just have them have a safe space to learn skills to help them through the process of being involved in sports.
Yeah. Hey, damn, boy, that's a bad way because they probably would have had more come out. Oh, what? If they would have made it to the Final Four.
Final Four.
Yeah. Oh, they done probably shot a few commercials.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they didn't already shot them commercials already. Now.
Oh man, look, my favorite ones are Samuel Jackson and Charles Barkley and Magic Johnson now. Oh yeah, hey, them Capital One.
Yeah.
Man, that hurt. Oh, that will hurt. I'm hurt for. I ain't hurt for Duke. I ain't finna say figure and lie and bad. I
don't hurt for Duke. I don't hurt for them.
I do not feel bad for Duke. And I told y'all, hey, ABD, anybody but Duke.
Right.
I don't give a damn who.
I love that philosophy. ABD, anybody but Duke.
And my homeboy won't even call me. I've been calling Bird Joe. I've been calling him all day. I called him, man. Ocho told him I'm in jail. I say, this is my one call, homeboy.
Hey,
please pick up.
He ain't answer you yet?
He ain't answer. I called back. I said, man, I got this burner phone. This dude had this burner phone in jail.
All right. Now we're going to get into the main topic. Team Peterson, you said, hail Michigan. Let's get into the main topic, and this came from Pooh Man. Pooh Man, I wonder if I forgot to load up one of the questions that you had as well. Let me look. Oh, that's just let me go ahead and add this real quick, because I know that you had a question in the Discord, and I wanted to have that on here to show. I thought maybe I sent it. We'll see. Not that button. Maybe I didn't put that on here. Anyways, I'll try to look for it. But we're going to get into the Heisman Trophy busts. And I have a video for that. I will go ahead and show this one, though. So, I circled the ones that I thought were not busts. Let me fix the frame here. I'll scroll down. So, Mark Ingram, Roll Tide, played for Alabama. Don't think he was a bust. He was a running back. Cam Newton, played for Auburn. Don't think he was a bust. Derrick Henry, definitely don't think he was a bust. Lamar Jackson, don't think he's a bust. I know that people will debate Baker Mayfield, but I don't think he's a bust either, because he is a starting QB for Tampa Bay Bucks. He did cross a lot of milestones for the Browns whenever he was the quarterback there, so don't consider him a bust. Kyler Murray, I don't have him circled, but I really don't consider Kyler Murray a bust yet. And we talked about this on Real to Sports podcast, but I definitely don't consider him a bust. Especially not yet. He's still fairly young. He's having another opportunity. We'll see what happens. I'm not ready to say he's a bust yet. Joe Burrow, definitely not a bust. Devontae Smith, he's not a bust. Bryce Young, starting QB at the Panthers. I know he had a little bit of struggle, but he had a great season, this past season. So I don't consider him a bust. Caleb had a great season with the Bears. Don't consider him a bust. And Jaden Daniels, don't consider him a bust. Travis Hunter's not listed on here, but I added him. He's up in the air, right? He did have an injury, so he sat out, but I'm not ready to say that he's a bust yet either. So that's to be determined for him. So let's watch this video now. It's all on the Heisman Trophy busts.
Player can receive. This is a moment that I've dreamed about since I've been a kid. But what if I told you some of the greatest college players of all time never even came close to making it in the pros?
He's not a competent quarterback, guys.
Jameis Winston has a loser's mentality.
He just failed at rehab.
These are the Heisman Trophy winners who failed miserably in the NFL.
What?
Starting with Marcus Mariota. In 2014, Marcus Mariota put up over 4,400 passing yards, nearly 800 rushing yards, and scored 58 total touchdowns, with just 4 interceptions. He led Oregon to the national championship game and capped off the stellar season by winning the Heisman Trophy.
The winner of the 2014 Heisman Memorial Trophy is Marcus Mariota of the University of Oregon.
Then, at the NFL Combine, he turned heads by finishing first among quarterbacks in the 40-yard dash. By the time the draft rolled around, he was considered one of the cleanest and most promising prospects in years. So when the Tennessee Titans picked him up second overall, it felt like a no-brainer.
With the second pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Marcus Mariota.
And right away, he delivered. In his very first NFL game, he threw 4 touchdowns. In just the first half, he made defenders miss, ran circles around blitzes, and looked like he belonged.
This kid is better than a lot of people thought he was going to be. He's got a future in the NFL.
But that spark didn't last long. By year 2, the cracks started showing. He struggled reading NFL defenses. He held the ball too long. And even when his stats looked solid, the offense just felt slow.
Mariota's looking...
Good to see you. I hope your day has been going well. Y'all know I defend Derek. I know y'all give Derek a lot of hate, but I defend him because he stood up for me against G. Hudson. So, let's see what you said, Highway 20. Travis Hunter better ball out this season. He's the reason we don't have a first-round draft pick. You know what? We will get into that, Highway 20, if y'all want. I have all the ones that I think, like, all the clips of people you should draft and, like, where they're at. And I think it's actually promising for the Jaguars right now. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, back to it, y'all.
Right at the guy, letting the whole defense know what's going to happen, and then well, what do you think is going to happen? It was poor quarterback play.
The Titans tried to make it work, bringing in new coordinators, new play callers, and even trying new systems, but nothing clicked. And to make matters worse, injuries piled up. A fractured fibula, hamstring issue.
That's pretty serious. I think that ACL injuries are not as of a big deal as they used to be because sports medicine has come such a long way. ACL recovery is fantastic now compared to what it used to be. So ACL injuries don't really concern me as much. However, a fibula injury, that's something that's pretty serious.
Elbow nerve damage. He just couldn't stay on the field. So, by 2019, the Titans had seen enough. They benched him mid-season for Ryan Tannehill, who immediately took Tennessee to the AFC Championship. And that was it.
He goes from their number 1 surefire, highly paid starter to a backup.
Mariota's starting job and the belief that he could ever be a franchise guy was gone. After his time in Tennessee, he bounced around the NFL from Vegas to Atlanta, then Philly, and is currently a backup for the Washington Commanders. But for as much hype as there was surrounding Marcus Mariota heading into the 2015 draft, there was still one player selected before him, Jameis Winston. At Florida State, he looked unstoppable. He won.
Winston's interesting, right? And Mike's a FSU fan, so he can give thoughts on this. But to me, he's an interesting one. I would have to consider him a bust just because there was no consistency with him. And it's unfortunate because I still do. I love him. He has such a great personality. He's great. I think he's great for entertainment. I know that he did some work for MLB recently on like Netflix or something. But it's unfortunate that he ended up being a bust.
The Heisman as a redshirt freshman in 2013,
That's right.
and the
Highway
winner is
20. Let me put some respect on Highway 20. He is an FSU fan as well. So yeah. Yeah, okay. I agree. I agree with those names. Team Peterson.
Jameis Winston, Florida State University.
after throwing for 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, then led his team to a national championship. He was clutch, strong-armed, and fearless. Maybe a little too fearless. Because when the Bucs drafted him first overall in 2015, they were expecting greatness.
He is perhaps the best quarterback that we have seen since Andrew Luck. He's very smart. He can read secondaries and defenses and make adjustments.
Instead, they got chaos. His very first pass attempt in the NFL was a pick six.
Like, I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.
Y'all remember him saying that? That was gold to me. I'm just praying that the Lord delivers me from these pick sixes. He's hilarious, but I'm sure he's serious at the same time. But, you know, I don't know. I have a feeling like his mindset is just, he throws it with such confidence, like he's going to get it, and then it's an interception. And it's not really clicking with him. Welcome back, LC.
Beautiful 40-yard bomb one drive, then toss a pick six the next.
He's not a competent quarterback, guys.
No, the knock on him has been being turnover prone.
Jameis led the league in turnovers multiple times, and by year 5, he hit a stat line that was unheard of in the modern NFL. 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
The Bucs having a stat like that? 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, and this is why I said what I said earlier, is I think he just throws it with such confidence, like he's going to hit it, and it doesn't work out. He's not really focusing on the read. He's just trusting God when he throws that ball. Winston is a mega bust, yeah. But I love him. I love his personality. Great guy. It's just unfortunate that it ended up being what it ended up being. And I think y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but is he still a backup right now for the Giants? Because I didn't see him announce a retirement or anything, so I believe he's still a backup.
Had seen enough and let him walk in free agency.
We thought we could fix him, but the turnovers made us look to see what's behind door number 2.
Tampa Bay kept the exact same roster, added Tom Brady, and won the Super Bowl immediately.
See, it just shows you who the issue was. It was Winston, because then you turn around and you win it with Brady, and they knew they had the team to do it. They just didn't have the quarterback. And once they brought in Brady, they got it done.
The loser's mentality. That's why they didn't win in Tampa. That's why Tom Brady came there.
I don't agree with Shannon Sharp on that Winston has a loser mentality. I don't agree with him on that. I think he wants to win. He's a competitor. He just really he has a lot of faith in Christ to just throw that ball like it's gonna hit the mark. I'm so lost, but I'm hanging in there. Keep hanging with us. Keep hanging with us. Smell the roses.
Same team and went to the Super Bowl.
Meanwhile, Winston landed in New Orleans to back up Drew Brees. He got another chance as a starter, and once again, the story stayed the same. Flashes of brilliance, followed by injuries, turnovers, and questions about whether he'd ever put it all together. He went on to back up for the Browns and is now a backup for the Giants. But while the freshman Heisman winner's career might not have turned out the way we...
A backup is what I want to know. I want to know if he's still a backup for the Giants. Because as far as I know, there's no retirement announcement or anything like that. So, I believe he might still be with the Giants.
Hope. There's no denying that he's one of the...
Okay, Smell the Roses, you know a pick six is an interception. So it's when I'm pretty sure you know this, Smell the Roses. When a quarterback throws to the other team, and they intercept the ball, I'm pretty sure. Pick six sounds good. That's a bad thing. I mean, depending on which side of the ball you're on. If you're on defense and CB, a cornerback, comes up with the interception, yeah, you all fine and dandy with that, right? But if it's your quarterback throwing an interception, that ain't good. We don't want a quarterback throwing those pick sixes.
Most entertaining and beloved players in NFL history.
That's a W. That's E1.
Now, let's go back to the first player to ever win the Heisman as a freshman. That would be Johnny Manziel. He was a college phenomenon. He ran around like
Now,
a kid playing backyard.
If you don't know, you should know who Johnny Manziel is. Everybody should know who he is. If you don't, look him up. But there's a famous saying. If you know, you know. If you watch college sports, they had this saying, here's Johnny. If you hear somebody say that, that's where that comes from, is they're referring to Johnny Manziel. And he played for Texas A&M. He was a bust.
Football and somehow made it work every single Saturday. In 2012, he threw for over 3,700 yards, ran for another 1,400, and became the first freshman in history to win the Heisman Trophy.
And now, the 2012 winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is Johnny Manziel.
But behind the swagger and the highlight plays, Manziel was getting even more attention for all the wrong reasons. He was hanging with rappers, getting photographed in clubs during the season, and even got kicked out of a University of Texas.
Who used to? Johnny Manziel didn't make me mad. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about, Mike? I like Johnny. Here's Johnny. If y'all don't know, he also has a podcast called Glory Days. It's a really great podcast. He also appears on Nightcap. But I like Johnny Manziel.
Bradford party.
On Friday night, Manziel was reportedly quickly and harshly removed from a frat party, as you can see in this video.
By the time he entered the 2014 NFL Draft, his talent was clear, but teams weren't convinced he'd take the job seriously.
Yo, this guy was out partying with anybody and everybody in college, and that's why everybody loved. Yeah, see, I didn't mind Johnny Manziel, because I'm pretty sure Alabama still beat. We beat Texas A&M. The only time we lost is when they had that one time they had Jimbo Fisher. But other than that, I didn't have no issue with Johnny Manziel, especially since Bama beat them. But Manziel, he was out partying with anybody and everybody while in college. Like, he was a college athlete out here doing this. It's insane to me.
Manziel is a magician on the field. If he eats, sleeps, and drinks football 365 days a year, to me, he can be a very good to great player in the NFL.
And when draft day arrived, those doubts caught up to him, and he started sliding in the first round. Trying to prove he was all in, Manziel texted the Browns QB coach, "I want to wreck this league together." He asked the Browns to trade up for him, and they did.
With the 22nd pick.
Yeah, Derek. It does originally come from that show, but I'm referring to people, like, they started saying that as a catchphrase for Johnny Manziel whenever he was at Texas A&M. But yeah, it does come from that show. Yeah, let's clear that up. It does come from that show, but whenever you hear in more recent times about here's Johnny, often people refer, especially in the sports world, they're often referring to Johnny Manziel now. But yeah, it comes from Johnny Carson.
2014 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Johnny Manziel.
Then the game started, and it fell.
Was it Jack? I thought it was Johnny. Was it Jack Nicholson? Because I thought it was Johnny Carson myself. Interesting. Who, man?
In 2 NFL seasons, Manziel started just 8 games. He completed fewer than 58% of his passes. He couldn't read defenses, never stayed in the pocket, and most of the time, it looked like he didn't even know the playbook. The same magic he used in college flat out didn't work in the NFL. But what made it worse was everything off the field. He skipped team meetings, ignored coaches, showed up late, or didn't show up at all. He even got caught in Vegas the night
This
before a
part
game,
is
wearing
wild to me. Here's Johnny, y'all.
a blonde wig and glasses to disguise himself.
He actually ate dinner with the blonde wig on and the glasses.
Now, the Browns as a whole were a mess during that
He
era, sure.
disguised
But
himself just to go out and party in Vegas the night before a game.
Manziel didn't do anything to help that. By 2016, he was out of the NFL. After that, he bounced around. He tried the CFL but got cut, then tried the AAF for a bit before that league folded. Without the work ethic, without the maturity, and without the structure, it was only a matter of time before Johnny Football was gone for good.
Now,
It seemed
one thing with him is I just don't think he had the heart for it. I don't think, obviously, it's clear he didn't have the focus, right? But I just don't think he was as passionate about it as he was in college. Whenever he was getting all that attention, going to all these parties, I don't believe he had the same focus with football, the same love and appreciation for the sport. And it definitely showed. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. Like when you just fall out of love with the game, it really starts to show up in how you play and then how you act as well, because he was out partying. And another thing I'll add too is the comparison. If I need to find that clip, y'all, where it was Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was in an interview with somebody and they compared him to Johnny Manziel. Baker Mayfield got so offended. Like you could just tell by his facial expression, like he was very defensive. He did not like that comparison at all. But if you look at Baker Mayfield's past, like Baker Mayfield had some legal issues in college. Baker Mayfield kind of had the same type of personality as Manziel. The only difference is Baker Mayfield knew how to focus on the game. He wasn't out here acting a fool. And so, obviously, you see Baker Mayfield now starting QB at Tampa Bay Bucks.
like he cared more about being a celebrity and partying over being an NFL player. And when it came to fame, only one other player ever matched his spotlight: Tim Tebow. Tebow was a legend before he even entered college. While he was still in high school, ESPN created a whole documentary about
Baker. Y'all subscribe to Smell the Roses. She has a channel as well. You know, we want to support everybody here. So if anyone that I know who doesn't know who Smell the Roses is, check her channel out. She's funny. She has great discussions on there. So definitely go subscribe to her. Chelsea, it all came so quick and easy for him early and he burned out. Yep, truth, Pooh Man. Shake and bake is in no man's land. They let Mike Evans get away. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they let him get away so much. I mean, I think it was just a better fit for Mike Evans.
titled The Chosen One. Tebow was pure emotion. Every game felt like a mission. He'd run through defenders, fire up crowds, and drag Florida to wins by sheer willpower.
I promise you one thing, a lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push. You never see a team play harder than we will the rest of this season.
Obviously,
God bless.
By the end of his
being a Bama fan, it wasn't even just the fact that he was at Florida. It was just the fact I didn't like Tim Tebow's voice. I don't know what it is about Tim Tebow's voice. I don't like hearing him talk. I don't like hearing him talk. He's a broadcaster, a sports analyst on the SEC network. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of hearing Tim Tebow talk. And that's what got me, is his voice. Now, he is a great man. He gives back to the community. Like, he's very involved in so many different things to grow the youth, and I think that's great. I just don't like hearing him talk. That's my only issue. But yeah, he was a bust.
Legendary college career, he had 2 national championships, 1
Yeah, the
Heisman,
Gators,
and a
they got to figure something out. They got to get it together. I mean, they fired their head coach, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. Well, really any SEC team right now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with those Gators now.
cult-like following that made him one of the most beloved college players ever.
Listen, paying $14.99 a month for a
Man,
streaming
I didn't
app
know there was an ad in this. My bad,
and
y'all.
$9.99 a month for a music app and $12.99 for a fitness app and more money for a bunch of other apps, that really...
But NFL scouts didn't care about any of that. They saw his long release and awkward throwing motion and asked the question that was on everyone's mind. Could Tim Tebow actually throw the football well enough to survive in the NFL? Well, the Denver Broncos were willing to take that chance, drafting him with the 25th overall pick in the 2010 draft.
And with the
The kebabs are for the spears, smell the roses, because FSU. FSU, they have the Seminoles. So, yeah, whenever you see Mike put the kebabs, it's for the spears, for the Seminoles. Florida State Seminoles. What's up, Postman? Good to see you here. He said, hey there, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Yeah, y'all, go subscribe. If you don't know who Mailbox Sports is, aka Postman, go check out his channel. So hopefully everybody knows who Postman is around here. But if you don't, there it is. Let's see what you said. I got Jay Cutler because of this guy, so thank you, Tebow, for that at least. Interesting.
25th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Tim Tebow, quarterback, Florida.
After sitting the bench his rookie year, Tebow got the starting position in 2011, where he started winning games. Ugly games. Wild, last-second, heart-stopping games.
If you guys remember, Tim Tebow did do well starting out with the Broncos. People were singing his praises with these, close games. It's interesting.
Wins nonetheless. Tebow went on a miracle run that season that became known as Tebow time. He led 6 fourth-quarter comebacks, and then a playoff win against...
too. They had signs everywhere with the Tebow time.
The Steelers, where he threw an 80-yard touchdown in overtime.
That's one of the great lessons.
I can't remember. I believe it started when he was at the Florida Gators, but he put John 3:16. Fun fact, that ended up being the most Googled Bible verse from that game because of Tim Tebow. So it's crazy to think, because of a college athlete painting his face with that verse, that it sparked everyone's interest in what that Bible verse said. So just a fun fact thrown out there.
That you learn in football, courage to keep fighting. When you're down, when you get knocked down over and over again, are you going to keep getting up?
For one wild moment, Tim Tebow looked like he was silencing every doubter. But the Broncos signed Peyton Manning the very next offseason. Tebow got traded to the Jets, barely saw the field, and never started another NFL game. He bounced around to the Patriots, then the Eagles, then out of the league completely. And if you look at his 47.9% completion rate, it makes sense. He was an incredible leader, but a not-so-incredible player. After retiring, Tebow tried baseball, broadcasting, and even made a brief NFL comeback attempt with the Jaguars in 2021.
Yeah, y'all remember he wanted to come back as a tight end for the Jaguars because Urban Meyer, his former coach, whenever Urban was at Florida, they were trying for a little reunion. But obviously Tim Tebow switching from a quarterback to a tight end, that didn't work out. And it didn't work out for Urban. I can't stand Urban. I don't know what it is. I never liked him. I've always found him suspicious. when he was at Florida, when he was at Ohio State. I just always found him suspicious, and I never cared for him. I did read one of his books. It was a good book. It did give me more knowledge on his character. It's fascinating. These coaches, talking about mental health, like, these coaches go through some mental health issues as well, and that's obviously what happened with Urban. And he discusses that in his book, where he was so hyper focused on winning, it was causing issues with his family. But yeah, that was a good book from him. It's just I'm not a fan of Urban, and y'all know y'all remember he kicked that kicker. He only lasted 1 year at the Jaguars, I believe, but he kicked that one kicker, and then he had that scandal of being at like a bar or something, and having a young girl on his lap. It was all crazy.
Tight end. But nothing lasted. The truth is that he was a Heisman legend that never quite belonged in the NFL. If only Tebow could throw on top of his elite running ability, which is exactly what Robert Griffin III could do. In college, he was untouchable.
Now,
In 2011,
I hate considering him a bust. It's a fragile situation here, because I don't know if he's really a complete bust. It's just injuries. Injuries are really what took him out, I think. But I'm gonna let this play.
he threw for over 4,000 yards, ran for nearly 700, totaled 47 touchdowns, and walked away with the Heisman Trophy.
Great things don't happen without hard work.
He made Baylor, a program that could never break through as one of college football's elites, into must-watch TV. And then Washington traded a haul of picks to draft him second overall in 2012. It felt like the league was about to change.
With the second pick in the 2012 NFL Draft.
Thank you, Postman, for backing me up on that. So he said RG isn't a bust. He just got hurt. Like, he had a really severe injury. I'm not talking ACL, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. ACL injuries, with the advancements of sports medicines, ACL injuries are not as big of a deal as they used to be. But there's other injuries, like broken legs and things like that cause more issues. That's, I'm just gonna let this play now.
Washington Redskins select Robert Griffin III.
As a rookie, RG3 was a revelation. He threw for 20 passing touchdowns and just 5 interceptions, while adding another 800 rushing yards and 7 more scores on the ground. He was the ultimate dual-threat weapon, and Washington rode his elite playmaking ability straight into the playoffs. However, late in the season, RG3 banged up his knee, but he kept playing. Then, in a playoff game against Seattle, it all came crashing down. He re-injured the knee.
It ended up being more severe. It was bad.
Tearing his ACL and LCL. And that moment didn't just end Washington's season, it ended everything that made RG3 special. His speed and confidence weren't the same, his mechanics got worse, his reads slowed down. So, by year 3, he got benched for Kirk Cousins, the 4th-round backup he was supposed to tower over. Then, in 2016, Washington let him walk. He signed with Cleveland, got injured again, and that was pretty much it. He bounced around as a backup and spent a few quiet years behind Lamar Jackson in Baltimore before finally calling it quits. He was supposed to be the future, but one injury turned him into a what could have been. Much like RG3, Sam Bradford suffered a similar fate. At Oklahoma,
running QBs need to learn to slide. Yeah, it's interesting. That's why, fun fact, that's why a lot of football coaches, they kind of like someone with a baseball background, because in baseball, they teach you to slide, right? So sometimes coaches, they look for that. They'll look for quarterback, can you slide? Like, have you had baseball experience?
Sam Bradford looked like a future #1 pick from the moment he stepped on the field. And in 2008, he made it official with 50 touchdown passes, over 4,700 yards, and a Heisman Trophy.
And the winner
Agreed.
of the
A what
2000.
if, not a bust. I agree with that, Postman. And I'll go back to my list of the players that I circled that I think are not a bust.
And then
Heisman Trophy is Sam Bradford.
Right before it was time to take his talents to the NFL, the injury started. He hurt his shoulder in college, missing nearly the whole 2009 season.
It's really hard to put into words the frustration that I felt right now.
Still, the St. Louis Rams took the risk and made him the #1 overall pick in 2010.
With the first pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Sam Bradford, quarterback, Oklahoma.
As a rookie, Bradford threw for over 3,500 yards, helped the Rams go from hopeless to competitive, and won Offensive Rookie of the Year. But after that, Bradford couldn't stay healthy. Sprained ankles, torn ACLs, bruised everything. He missed so many games. And every time he came back, it felt like a reset button had been hit. There was a new coach, a new system, or some new setback. But teams kept believing it. The Eagles traded for him. Then the Vikings gave up a first-rounder when Teddy Bridgewater went down. Then Arizona gave him $20 million guaranteed to try again. But every stop ended the same way. Injuries, frustration, a few flashes, then a quick exit. And that's what made Bradford so hard to figure out. He just never became what he was supposed to be. He had every tool you could want in a quarterback, except the one that matters most in the NFL, durability. But while Bradford just couldn't stay healthy, Matt Leinart couldn't stay relevant. At USC, Leinart won the Heisman in
talk about the most is Matt Leinart.
2004.
The winner of the
Keep in mind,
2004
I was in fourth grade. I was in fourth grade when Matt Leinart. So I really wasn't watching college football like that whenever I was in fourth grade, obviously. I did watch the NFL, but I was more focused on learning the Dallas Cowboys. I was still learning the game of football, so my focus was on the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't have no clue who Matt Leinart was. I'll just be honest.
Heisman Memorial Trophy. Matt Leinart from the University of Southern California
led the Trojans to back-to-back national championships and lost just 2 games in his entire college career. And when he decided to return to school for his senior year,
I've announced I will be coming back for my 5th year.
Instead of entering the NFL draft early, many called it smart or mature. But looking back, that might have been the move that cost him everything. When Leinart finally entered the 2006 NFL draft, the hype had cooled. Scouts started picking him apart, saying he didn't have elite arm strength, couldn't move well, and didn't take an...
disagree with that. I think the best national championship game is Georgia versus Alabama when, I believe it was 2018, Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa stepping out of the pocket and dropping that dime to Devontae Smith, and it was like overtime. So that, to me, is the best national championship game. But y'all know I'm a little bit biased. We could play my little bias drop. Let me find, okay, we're at 13-17. I'm gonna play my little bias drop, because y'all know. Y'all already know. Here we go.
That's just me. Now, maybe I'm biased a little bit. Maybe I'm biased a lot of bit. But who cares for this discussion? That's just me.
All player can receive.
This is a moment that I've dreamed about since...
I think we're at 13-17. There we go.
Have elite arm strength, couldn't move well, and didn't take enough snaps under center. He fell to the 10th overall pick, where the Arizona Cardinals took a chance on him.
With the 10th choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Matt Leinart, quarterback, USC.
I feel good. I'm ready. I mean, this is my job now. I'm ready to go.
He had a solid rookie season, where he showed flashes of leadership and made some big-time throws. But after an injury early in year 2, the backup, 36-year-old Kurt Warner, came in and lit it up. And just like that, Leinart lost his job.
It wasn't a hard decision. It really just came down to who we felt gave us the best chance to win at that time, and that was Kurt.
Not for a week or 2, for good. He bounced to Houston, Oakland, then Buffalo. But he never really got another shot as a starter. Why? It wasn't just the lack of talent. It was the lack of edge. Leinart was never known for his work ethic. Rumors swirled that he didn't study enough and didn't grind the way a franchise QB should. So, when the game got faster and tougher...
The players who just really are not as in love with the game as they used to be, so they're not putting in as much effort as they once did. It happens more than people realize, and I think if you don't, this is why I'm telling y'all, if you have kids, get your kids involved in some sort of therapy, some sort of sports psychologist, get them involved with that, because they need to learn how to have healthy coping skills to deal with the pressure.
He didn't. And that's what crushed his NFL career.
When I look back, I feel like probably early on in my career, I didn't take it as seriously as I should have.
To succeed in the NFL, you gotta want it more than anyone. And running back Ron Dayne was another prime example of work ethic not matching up with talent. After 4 straight 1,000+ yard years and 6,397 total rushing yards across 4 seasons, Ron Dayne left Wisconsin as the all-time NCAA leader in rushing yards. And he didn't exactly run around people. He ran straight through them. He was 250 pounds of pure punishment. So when the Giants drafted him 11th overall in 2000, it looked like they were getting a sure thing. But in the NFL, Ron Dayne never looked the same. He showed up to camp out of shape, and he got fewer carries and made less of an impact. Instead of being the thunder to Tiki's lightning, he quickly got buried on the depth chart because coaches didn't trust his conditioning. And the more time passed, the more obvious it became Dayne wasn't an NFL talent. He was a straight-line downhill bruiser in an NFL that was starting to favor quicker, more versatile backs. He couldn't catch out of the backfield, he didn't have the lateral agility to make defenders miss, and he didn't adapt. He spent 4 disappointing seasons in New York, never rushed for more than 770 yards in a year, and was eventually cut. He moved on to Denver, then Houston, where he had a few solid games, but nothing that stuck. And by 2007, he was completely out of the league with no Pro Bowls, no playoff moments, and no breakout year. But while Dayne at least got his chance, Andre Ware wasn't as fortunate. Ware was putting up video game numbers before the phrase video game numbers was even a thing. At Houston in 1989, Andre threw for over 4,600 yards and 46 touchdowns in just 11 games. He became the first black quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy.
Join me in the signal honor of awarding the 1989 Heisman Memorial Trophy to Andre Ware of the University of Houston.
And he did it in style. He was fast, fearless, and made defenses look like practice dummies. It felt like he was ahead of his time. A mobile QB with a cannon arm wasn't something scouts saw every day in the 80s and 90s. So when the Detroit Lions drafted him 7th overall in 1990...
I definitely don't know who he is, okay? I mean, I'm familiar with the name, right? I'm familiar with the name, but I never watched him play. I wasn't born until 94, so... anything I see is like just rewatches of old games or old clips and just Googling. I really don't have like a deep knowledge for him like I would someone like Tony Romo, who I grew up with watching.
To play in the NFL, so I would be happy just about going in.
You'd think they'd have a plan to build the offense around him, right? Well, they didn't. From the second he arrived in Detroit, Ware was put into a system that didn't fit him at all. They barely gave him reps in practice. He sat behind aging veterans.
Well, it kind of humbles you a little bit, and it's kind of frustrating because when you're watching someone else play and you get a little hungrier to play.
And when he finally did get on the field, it was always...
I'm glad you enjoyed that, Postman. Postman, would you consider him a bust, or is he just somebody that was another QB that just had injuries and just unfortunate circumstances? Would you consider him a bust? I'm curious your thoughts on this, Postman.
Just in garbage time. The same Lions team that drafted him for his skill set refused to let him use it. Rather than trying to mold their offense around Ware, they tried to mold him into...
you agree with that? I'm kind of getting the idea that he was just a victim of unfortunate circumstances. That was 1 year before my birth, year 1990. Yeah, I was born in 94, so... the system was never going to be tailored to his skills. Interesting. That's great thoughts to add on that. Thank you for that.
Something else.
Let me
and when
just
he
say,
couldn't be...
when you don't... So this is why I'm saying I'm not ready to say Kyler Murray's a bust yet, right? Because if the Vikings can tailor his skills to their offense, I think Kyler Murray could come back. We just got to wait and see, but I'm not ready to say Kyler Murray's a bust yet. So yeah, great thoughts, Postman.
that fast enough, they gave up. He started just 6 games in his entire NFL career, in which he threw just 5 touchdowns. He then went to the CFL for a few years, trying to revive his career, but the momentum was gone. He had all the talent in the world. He just landed in the wrong era, with the wrong team, in a league that never believed in him. And the worst part...
I would agree with that, Postman. Kyler Murray is a bust by work ethic, but not skill. I would agree with that. Like, you know, we've seen many of these other QBs. They just fall out of love with the game, and they don't take it as serious as they once did. Or they have issues with the team, like I said before. And I think that's Kyler Murray. I think he just didn't click with Arizona. I don't think he clicked with that coach. So I would agree with that. What is up, Aaron Laura? Good to see you here. Thank you for stopping by. That means so much to me.
We'll never know how good he could have been. But while Ware never got his chance, Archie Griffin didn't fail because of opportunities, or even injuries for that matter. He failed for something completely different. Running back Archie Griffin is college football royalty. He's the only player to ever win the Heisman Trophy twice, which he did in back-to-back seasons in 1974 and 75. At Ohio State, he was everything a coach could dream of. Smart, explosive, and reliable. He rushed for over 100 yards in 31 straight games, finished with nearly 6,000 rushing yards, and helped lead the Buckeyes to 4 straight Big Ten titles. He was the very face of consistency. Never flashy, never cocky. He just worked, week after week, year after year. He was as can't-miss of a prospect as you can find, or at least we thought. After being drafted by the Bengals 24th overall, things just felt different once he took the field in the NFL. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't special. He never rushed for more than 700 yards in a single season. He only scored 7 total touchdowns in 7 years, and by the time he retired, he had barely cleared 2,800 rushing yards. It wasn't because he stopped trying. It was because the traits that made him elite in college, like his vision, balance, and quick cuts, weren't enough to separate him at the pro level. He just didn't have breakaway speed. He could no longer overpower defenders. And in a league where almost every defender is faster, stronger, and meaner than what you faced in college, that stuff matters. He quietly lost touches, and by the early 1980s, Archie Griffin, college football's most decorated player, was out of the league entirely. And it wasn't because of scandals, injuries, or even the lack of opportunities. It was just the cruel truth of the NFL. Being the best.
You kept mentioning him over and over again. You consider him one of the biggest busts.
Best in college doesn't guarantee anything at the next level. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, stick with Blitz.
For that. Let me go back to my list of who I consider not a bust. This is not a bust. Now, I didn't circle Reggie Bush. I should have circled him. I wish I would have circled him. I don't consider Reggie Bush a bust just because he did have a career at the Saints. Obviously, he didn't live up to what was anticipated for him. But I don't consider Reggie Bush a complete bust. I didn't circle him. I just missed it. So there's that one. And again, this comes from Pooh Man. If y'all are not in my Discord, make sure you join my Discord because that's the best way to chat with me on topics you want me to cover. And this is how we are here covering this, is because of Pooh Man. So shout out to Pooh Man, the greatest mod in the YouTube streets for this one. But I have Mark Ingram, Roll Tide, played for Alabama. Definitely not a bust. He played for the Saints. He also went to the Ravens. Don't consider him a bust. He had a long, outstanding career. So definitely not a bust. Cam Newton, don't consider him a bust. He played for Auburn. Went to Carolina Panthers. Had a great career there. And then, near the end, when he was aging out, had some issues going to the Patriots and all that. But he's definitely not a bust. Reggie, I obviously don't have Reggie circled, but just keep in mind there's some players who just are busts due to unfortunate circumstances from injuries and what have you. So just keep that in mind. And Reggie, I just consider him a bust because of injuries. If it wasn't for that, he probably would have had a decent career. Derrick Henry, not a bust. Roll Tide, played for Alabama, and he was at the Titans, leading rushing yards in the NFL, set records at Bama also, and then now he's with the Ravens, doing well there. So not a bust. Lamar Jackson, definitely not a bust. MVP, can't consider him a bust. Also, Baker Mayfield, I know people want to debate Baker Mayfield. Let me play some music in the background while I'm talking. But I don't consider Baker Mayfield a bust. He did, do great things at the Browns. Browns had like a winless streak, a really bad winless streak until Baker Mayfield was there. And Baker Mayfield led them to a wild card playoff game. So I definitely don't consider Baker Mayfield a bust. And obviously he's a starting QB at Tampa Bay now. So I don't consider Baker Mayfield a bust. Again, I don't have Kyler Murray circled. It's up in the air for Kyler Murray to me. I'm just waiting to see what he does at the Vikings before I say he's a bust. So I'm gonna bite my tongue before I just go ahead and just start claiming Kyler Murray's a bust, because he could come out and prove us all wrong. You never know. So I'm waiting on that one to be determined. Joe Burrow, not a bust. Played at LSU, Heisman Trophy winner, obviously, and took the Bengals to compete in a Super Bowl. They lost, but he's definitely not a bust in my eyes. If they don't get things figured out for him at the Bengals, it could go downhill for his career, but I don't consider him a bust. If they can keep Joe Burrow healthy and get him the players he needs. Devontae Smith, Roll Tide, y'all. My favorite wide receiver from Bama. He set records at Bama, also at the NFL. Heisman Trophy winner, one of the only players to win a Heisman Trophy, national championship for college, and Super Bowl. He has all these accolades. He's definitely not a bust. Bryce Young, don't consider him a bust. He Roll Tide to Bryce Young, but he did start for the Panthers. He had a little bit of a rough patch, but this past season, he got back on track, got him to a wild card game, so don't consider Bryce Young a bust. Definitely not considering Williams a bust either. I know that Postman loves this man, so I'm not considering Caleb a bust. I watched him whenever he played at USC. I've always thought he was talented, and obviously being at the Bears, doing what he's done there, definitely not a bust in my eyes. Jaden Daniels played for LSU. I think he's great. Obviously, this past season was kind of unfortunate with injuries, but he's had great success for the Commanders. I do not consider him a bust. And then you have Travis Hunter. It's up in the air for him. He did have an injury, but we're still waiting to see what happens with him. I gotta see him play more before I say he's a bust. I'm not just gonna claim he's a bust after 1 year. No way you could call a third-year player who is thriving a bust. LOL. No worries there. Wait, who are you thinking's a bust, Derek? Tua isn't a bust, but the head injuries are a problem. Tua didn't win the Heisman. Tua Tagovailoa never won the Heisman. He opted for the NFL, but he also, I think he was a candidate for the Heisman Trophy, but he never won it. He didn't win the Heisman Trophy. Everyone is a bust except for Joe. Derek, you're hilarious. Every single one's a bust except for Joe Burrow. I love Burrow, y'all. I love Joe Burrow. He's a great one. I watched him at LSU. That's who I went for when Bama was out. It hurt to see Bama lose, obviously, but when Bama was out, I went for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and all of them at LSU. Tua is a major bust. I mean, we can't put Tua on the list. Tua's not a Heisman Trophy winner, okay? But, I mean, I don't consider Tua a bust either, because Tua, he did have some success at the Miami Dolphins under Mike McDaniel, like 22. Like, he led, like, the passing yards or something. He set some sort of record in 2022, so I don't consider him a complete bust, but his career is going downhill. Like, health-wise, his career is going downhill. We'll see what happens. Oh, I do have a video on Tua Tagovailoa since y'all brought him up. Smokin' Joe gonna rob himself of any chance at being a winner in the league. That's some big words. Okay, let's watch this video since y'all brought up Tua Tagovailoa. I have this one video that we can play. Let me wait for the music to stop playing here. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait. Before I move on, I almost forgot. Now, Pooh Man did have this question in the Discord. He asked, so does college accolades like the Heisman matter to you draft-wise? I thought this was a great question. And Postman, you can answer this too as well. But I don't think it matters. You could be someone like Tom Brady and have success without a Heisman Trophy. So I don't think those accolades matter at all, draft-wise. You can't just look at that alone. You have to look at the whole picture. And me and Postman, we've talked about this, me and Mailbox Sports. We talked about how, like, you can't just look at stats, analytics, all of that. You need the whole picture. You need to be looking at game footage. You need to be looking at their character. All of those things matter, not just the accolades. You have to take the whole picture into consideration. Tua will not remember his name in 10 years. Man, y'all are going in on Tua. Alright, let's go ahead and watch this. Let me see if Postman gives a comment here about what I just said. Okay, yeah, I think he just commented. Here we go. I did answer right below the question, and only Sunday matters to me. Saturday does nothing for me, and pro evaluation, including awards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the reason why I'm bringing it up again is because people who are not in the Discord, who don't know what we're talking about, is why I brought it up here, so people get the full picture. So thank you for reiterating that thought again.
Orders for the first time since he was released by the Dolphins, who will pay him $52.7 million this year, while the Atlanta Falcons will pay him the low price of the mandatory league minimum of $1.3 million. He said a few different things.
That. So, I mean, I knew about Miami having to pay him big money. I already knew about Miami having to do that. But I did not know that Atlanta Falcons are paying him the bare minimum of 1.3. I didn't realize that, but I mean, that's the worth. I think that's fair.
That we will share with you, and let's begin with Tua talking about the reality that he's stepping into a quarterback competition that he has a built-in advantage to win because the other candidate is recovering from a torn ACL, and that's Michael Penix Jr. Here's what Tua had to say about the QB competition in Atlanta.
Competition is just a thing in the NFL. I am no stranger to competition. Had it in college. And
so
I would say...
who don't know about Tua Tagovailoa's pass to Alabama, there's a famous picture of you had Jalen Hurts, you had Mac Jones, and you had Tua Tagovailoa all at Alabama. So He is no stranger to quarterback competition.
Competition is just going to be there, and competition enhances the play of everyone that you're surrounded with. And so, last year wasn't the best year for me, and I'm looking for a fresh start, but fresh start in the sense of being able to compete, being able to go back out there and playing football, good football, and I think the best football is still ahead of me. I think whatever I can do.
Football is still ahead of him. I'm not too familiar. I haven't looked too much at what the Atlanta Falcons have. I know they have a running back, so I'm assuming they might have an offensive line. Tua has to have a great offensive line. He has to, health-wise.
To help Mike's game will help me, because if I'm helping getting him better, it's helping me get better, vice versa within helping the team get better. So I'm not looking at it as just, okay, you do your thing, I'm a competitor, I'm going to compete over here. Everyone has to pull their own weight with this, and it's the collection of what's best for the team, not just the individual.
So I think my best football is ahead of me is the one thing that struck me, beyond the fact that it felt nothing like a press conference.
It is funny, right?
Yeah,
It's always
that's another thing. This came from the Atlanta Falcons, like their interview with him. It was a very nonchalant interview with Tua. I don't know if he had some sort of engagement going on, and that's why he just had to like do this on his phone. I don't know, but it was interesting.
Amazing how these things happen. This is just a casual FaceTime that happens to be with reporters holding his phone, and the phone's shaking all over the place. But
yeah,
look, Tua has not been horrible. That's what is so confounding about this.
Yeah.
We've seen guys in recent years who,
and that's what I'm
bust.
saying. Tua hasn't been horrible. If you look at what he did in 22, like he has had success. He hasn't been horrible. It was just this past season and the concussions and all of that. It's really progressed fast in a bad way. Go Falcons. That's right, Smell the Roses. You're a Falcons fan. I don't mind the Falcons at all, and I hope the best for Tua. We'll see. We'll see, though.
With their first team.
Yeah.
And they never get off the ground. Think back to 2021. Zach Wilson, who just signed with the Saints. Zach Wilson.
Ooh, I didn't realize Zach Wilson signed with the Saints. Zach Wilson, I believe, played for BYU. And he started at the Jets and then has bounced around the league. Zach Wilson went to Miami as well and was backing up Tua at one point. I guess now he's with the Saints. That's interesting.
Those two guys, it never worked out. Now you've got Tua Tagovailoa and Kyler Murray drafted 1 year apart. Murray in 2019, Tua in 2020. And they were good enough to get second contracts. They played well. Tua led the league in passing.
Thank you for subbing to Mailbox Sports Postman. You'll like it over there. He has a similar setup. He has a cool Bears setup. So yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it over there.
The year before he got his contract from the Dolphins, that the Dolphins are paying him $52.7 million to leave for. So I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been horrible.
No.
And I don't know why he believes his best football's ahead of him, especially because he hasn't been horrible. If he could just be as good as he's been at his best in Miami, that would be good enough.
Well, yeah, he's definitely not a bust. That's for sure. Now, I mean, where you get into it is, of course, yes, Justin Herbert was taken after him, and I think the league certainly thinks Justin Herbert's a better football player. But Tua has done good things. There's no doubt about that. Now, what also led to that was a contract paying him like he was one of the best guys in football, and I think that put more of a microscope or a spotlight on him as a football player. But he knows how to play. He's accurate.
I disagree with the accurate part. I do disagree with that because you did nothing to show me he's accurate this past season. So I disagree with that. he does need to improve at things. Him saying wanting to see his best football moving forward, I think that was warranted. I think that was a fair statement from him. Because if you just go based off this past season, he did not perform well.
Quick feet to move in the pocket and bounce around and make throws. He can get the ball out of his hand about as quick as anybody in football.
You're giving him too much time. He's getting more time than he gets on the field. That's hilarious. Okay, we're gonna get through this. I'll let it play through, and then I'll move on. We can talk about different teams, about what they need, draft wise, and all that.
Ball on the short passing game and do that. He does have different little arm angles, so that's what you like. Those are the good things. But there's also limitations, too. And that's what we're all interested to see in Atlanta. Yeah, it's going to be a good competition. But, are they going to be able to operate like Miami, where they can make some offense? And again, this is where it was brilliant with what Mike McDaniel did. And Tua is, a good player, certainly, but has limitations that we've talked about a lot. And he formulated so much to make Tua look maybe better than he was in some of.
McDaniel changed the offense to fit Tua, and it worked. You have to do that as a coach if you want to succeed with a quarterback. Can the Atlanta Falcons, can Stefanski do that? I don't know. I don't know if Stefanski could do that for Tua. We'll see.
Those years you're talking about. Hell, fake here, boom, throw here, fake there, oh, screen there, see you later. And that, of course, accumulated stats and made him look a little bit better. So we have questions about, can he run a different offense? Can he run an offense that's different and push the ball down the field and be aggressive and not have all the tricks that Mike McDaniel had for him? I think that's our thing that we're waiting to see here with Tua in Atlanta.
And I think, Chris, the other problem there, or question, could be a problem.
Yeah.
Can Kevin Stefanski come up with?
Said. Yeah. Can Stefanski come up with anything? That's my question.
Exactly.
Something.
Yes, him and Tommy Rees.
Sustainable, that can't be cracked. That's the perception that the issues the last 2 years are more from the fact that they cracked the code on Tua to the point where, as his former Dolphins teammate Xavier Howard said after week 1 when Howard was playing for the Colts and the Colts blew out the Dolphins, Howard said that if you take the first read away, Tua enters, quote, panic mode, end quote. That's not the kind of play that you want from an NFL quarterback.
Interesting thoughts on that. Let me play some drops, okay? Because we have Eric Jordan, and I just got Eric Jordan a new drop. So here we go.
Why are you fumbling my football?
My blockers were better.
Your blockers ain't got nothing to do with you holding the ball. Did your blockers fumble the football or did you fumble the football?
I did, sir.
All right, how many feet are in a mile? How many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up, you run every one of them. You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me. Okay, let me play Derek's drop, too. Y'all know we gotta play Derek's drop.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G Hunter? I'm the one who telling you about your fantasy. Listen, send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. Man, I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman. And you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Gremlin, nigga. Like a gremlin.
You too dark to be Alicia Keys. You look like a Jennifer Hudson.
Hey, G Hudson. G Hudson. You look like a gremlin and top room look like a predator.
That's your name for the year. Oh man, yeah. Switch over to Jennifer, man. We'll call you G Hudson from now on.
Jennifer Hudson.
Mean girl.
Chelsea got the real hard Chelsea with that big ass head.
Look,
He needs some milk.
Hey, I told you to leave Chelsea alone. I told you to leave Chelsea alone.
Hey, Chelsea, just let me get your hat. Our both had the same size.
I told you to leave Chelsea alone. It's getting bad. It's getting worse for you, man. Just let it go and live for leave.
Y'all, he. Oh, my bad. Y'all, he should have just left me alone, like Derek said. And y'all, to beat it all, y'all, he tried to come at me again last night in a Creekree's chat. And Derek was like, have you not learned? Have you not learned yet to not mess with me? Because I have people that are going to come to my defense. Because, you know, I'm not good at the whole roasting thing. So Derek came to my defense, Tybro came to my defense, and Auntie A-Team. I have a new drop for Auntie A-Team too from that roast as well. A-Team, if you're listening, if you're part of Replay Game, here's your new drop.
I'm no funny alone now. Yeah, A-Team, you tell him.
So A-Team, she told him, she's like, leave my Snow Bunny alone. So shout out to A-Team. Okay, back to it, y'all. Still funny. Yeah, to this day, it's still funny. Hold on. How did I miss the roast? Man, I don't know. But you should go back. Team Peterson, did you go back to Creekree's channel and watch it? You should. It's hilarious. Your last sound real times. Oh man, yeah, I was laughing. Derek had us all laughing so hard in that roast. I had tears. Like, I still have tears right now, thinking about it. But shout out to y'all for coming to my defense. But I really appreciate that. I don't take that lightly. It really meant a lot to me that Derek defended me and that A-Team defended me and Ty Pro. It really meant a lot to me. Yeah, leave Chelsea alone. Oh man. Okay. So let's get into some of the NFL draft topics. I don't know what this video is. That's about do you guys want to get into my thoughts on Ty Simpson and Mendoza, or do you want me to just talk about like different teams and what they need? I'll let y'all decide what you want me to get into, because I was going to discuss Ty Simpson and Mendoza, my thoughts on that, but I can also discuss different videos that I have on draft needs for every team. Well, not every team, it's everyone's favorite team. So I tried to remember everyone's favorite team in the chat, and those are the ones I saved. Different teams. Okay, so y'all want me to discuss? Oh, well, we got a dispute. What's up? What's a king to a god? Good to see you here. But we got a dispute. So we have a mix. Do y'all want me to talk about Ty Simpson, my thoughts on Ty Simpson and Mendoza, or would you like me to discuss the different teams? Okay, Team Peterson, you're changing it to different teams. Okay, sounds good. We can start off. Which team do you guys want me to start off with? Because right now I have my Dallas Cowboys. But I can add the other clips that I have for whatever team y'all want me to talk about. Okay, so you're saying different teams. The Bengals. Okay, so let me go ahead and add that here. Of course, Derek is starting us off with the Bengals. So he asked first. That's who we're going to go with. All right. Gotta go through my list here. There we go. Got the Bengals.
All right, Bengals.
I'll do the Bengals.
Let me just fix this real quick. Y'all, we do it live. We'll do it live. I need to have this drop for this scene. whenever I'm working live, I can just click on it and it'll be F it, we do it live. Let me add the sound. There we go. The Chargers, I don't know if I put the Chargers on the list. Okay, so everyone's saying the Lions. We'll do the Lions next. But Derek did ask for the Bengals first, so we gotta go with the Bengals. Let's see. Okay, and this is Mina Kimes giving the thoughts on what they need. I love Mina Kimes. Y'all know, I do know somebody that works at ESPN that is around all of these analysts, and Mina Kimes is one that can go no earpiece. She knows her football. She knows the ins and outs. So I really like her opinion. Now, I don't agree with everything, but I do like her thought process on a lot of it.
I just wrote front seven.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle, edge, linebacker, any of those three positions, top 10 in the draft, I'd be happy with. Obviously, offense is stacked outside of like a guard, I guess.
Now, I did disagree with her on that. I don't know about that offensive line. She said the offensive line is stacked outside of a guard. Maybe that is what they're lacking in, but it just seems like there's just some sort of issue with that offensive line because it collapses like crazy on Joe Burrow. But I've said it before. I said it in World of Sports, and I think I said it on here as well. It is going to be a very defensive line, offensive line heavy draft.
Yep. But you know, you can even safety is a secondary need.
What is up, CDT Beats? Y'all know, go subscribe to him. I mentioned his channel earlier, and Pooh Man also dropped his link. Happy anniversary to you and Mrs. CDT Beats. Happy anniversary to y'all. I definitely wanted to say something about that. I'm glad you're here, CDT Beats, so I could tell y'all happy anniversary.
But really anything you can do to improve the front seven. They added Boye Mafe, we've talked about, but otherwise, so Miles Murphy, Shamar Stewart opposite him on the inside. Jonathan Allen doesn't really do much for me at this point. Your linebacker group is Knight, who showed some as a blitzer. I mean, God, if Sonny Styles was available here, this is why I'm like looking at the Cowboys. I'm like, he's not getting past 10.
Yeah.
But if Dayne or one of the three edges are there, I think it'll be interesting. Interesting for Cincinnati will be if all of those edges are gone. If Styles is gone.
Now,
is it too high?
To Sonny Styles. So Sonny Styles played for Ohio State. Interesting enough, because Derek is a Ohio State fan as well. But if Sonny Styles is still on the board and they could get him, and then she brought up the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, the Bengals are ahead in the draft pick, and it's most likely those players are going to get taken off the board. I would love to get Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs for the Dallas Cowboys, but they're most likely going to be taken. Like I said, it's going to be a very defensive line, a very offensive line heavy type of draft. Yes, I am. They should take him. Yeah, if he's still on the board, because he might get picked.
Take like a Peter Woods type, perhaps, but front seven is pretty clear.
To me, for them, like Ruben Bain's the dream there. I think just because, like you mentioned with Boye Mafe being there, like I think you need an attitude guy in that front seven. It's just been a group that's been so often pushed around, and I'm cloaked in the recency bias of watching him at his pro day and just, getting reminded of,
The rep of him in coverage.
That was.
He moves so well for someone his size. And I'll tell you what, man, if you got him and Mafe as your, at minimum, the run defense jumps. And then I think there's,
that's good options for their defensive style at the Bengals.
Obviously, upside, both rushing the passer. But yeah, you better be, all the Ty Simpson QB1 hype, the Bengals got to be pushing the, just, anything you can do. Love going before us, Simpson going before us, both receivers, if they.
About other teams pushing, encouraging them to draft, like Ty Simpson and Mendoza and all of those players just to stay away from picking like somebody like Sony Styles. That's interesting. That's interesting that teams would do that, but I don't blame him. That's actually a good method.
Get any of the Ohio State defenders to fall to them, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, final team in the AFC North is yours.
So that was it for the Bengals. So she's staying very defensive heavy for them. And then she only said for offensive line, which was surprising to me, she only said a guard. But it just seemed like that offensive line collapses, and this is why Joe Burrow has so many issues. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe they really only need a guard. But it just seemed like that offensive line, you need more. I don't know. But we will see. We will see what happens with that. Y'all want me to cover the Lions? Let me get that added. Now, I can't remember if I did add the Lions or not. I want to say I did, because I know I have a lot of Lions fans in here. Let's see. Ravens. Lions. There we go. I knew I probably had the Lions. So we can discuss what the Lions need.
Lions,
same method, y'all. I got to re-add it, because the only one I had loaded up was my team. But I get that y'all want to talk about y'all's teams. And it is a very Lion-heavy chat. So, I get it. Okay, here we go.
Lions, top of the list for me was left tackle. We talked about, I think you and I maybe even, and I forget if this was the team draft podcast or whatever, but the cracks in the foundation started to show up going into last year.
Jay's going live. Oh, man. Y'all, we're going to cover the Lions. This is okay. We can save the others for next time, but I definitely want to go check in on Jay's channel. I don't want to miss Surviving the Flicks. So after we cover the Lions, if y'all want to head over to Back to the Flicks on Jay's channel, because he does Surviving the Flicks, and that's a fun game that we all play. And Couch always wants Tessa to be taken out. But yeah, we'll finish the thoughts on the Lions, head over there. And again, it'll be another continued show. We'll continue this tomorrow. So at least I don't have to try to save up content, because I have content for days, it seems like, because I have not made it through any of this yet. But let's get into the Lions, and then we'll head out.
For the offensive line, so much was focused on the interior of that group, and a lot of that, worry ended up being justified in the middle of the year. But now with it official and them and Decker parting ways, I looked at that group and was like, all right, you've got to get back to that being your thing and try and find the long-term replacement there.
Yeah, it's right now Manu, Mahogany, Cade Mays, they signed to play center, Tate Rowledge a guard, Penei Sewell. What do you make of the should Penei Sewell switch to left tackle discussion.
I think Tristan Wirfs gave a lot of people unrealistic expectations for how easy that is.
I agree with that. It's extremely difficult to switch from one position to the other. I agree.
You know, Panay's always been a guy too that like is an elite player, but is, you know, I think by most people kind of viewed as a better run blocker than pass protector on the highest end of that conversation. But at the same time, like he's such a compelling athlete at that position, and Hank Fraley's such a good offensive line coach that I think if there's a guy that could make that switch and, you know, maybe not do it as easily as Tristan did and go over there and immediately just produce in that same way, but I wouldn't hate it. Part of it also depends on who you bring in to do that. Like if you've got a young guy who's only got experience.
Team Peterson, stay at right tackle. I agree.
It's on the right side. And you trust Panay to be the adult in the room. Then I wouldn't necessarily hate that.
You know, the other thing with the Lions and the offensive line is your quarterback. We know with good pass protection, as good as anyone. But without, we also know, and I know Lions fans get upset about this. This is not. It's an acknowledgement of. I know.
About what? Like that your quarterback is late stage Peyton Manning when he's pressured in the pocket. Like it's the reality. Like
yes,
and that's
also,
fine.
but you as a franchise, and they clearly know it because they have.
Also about Joe Burrow as well, because if you look at Joe Burrow's injuries, and if you look at how the offensive line collapses, I see a similarity with that. Granted, I think Goff does better at staying healthy. Or I could be wrong on that. I could be tripping, but it just seems like he's stayed in the game more.
Tried to continue investing in the position. It's been a priority for them, and it has to be moving forward. It is who he is. It is the circumstances that are great, necessary for him to be his best self. Pass rush is the other thing.
Offensive line.
Opposite Aiden Hutchinson's big question mark right now. I mean, DJ Wano, Tyler Lacey, it's just they really, really need cheap and effective pass rush opposite.
I agree with that one. All right, we're gonna close it out, and I'm going to end with a motivational video, and I'll see y'all over on Back to the Flicks.
Where I am right now in my life, I'm not with anybody who ain't on my team, especially when I've been on your team.
All right, there's that motivational video. I'll play it one more time.
Where I am right now in my life, I'm not with anybody who ain't on my team, especially when I've been on your team.
So be with those who support you. Don't be around people who are going to be haters and dissing you. Especially if you're supporting them and you're not getting the same reciprocation. But there's that. We're going to leave now. Shout out to the Touchdown Drive. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we